Good evening, one and all. It's Sunday, it's the end of the week, and that of course means it's time for us to be jumping in to some more good old Warframe. Welcome in, one and all. How is everyone doing today? Hello there, Vlad. Hello, Moondog. Hello, Korokop. Coming in with the gifted sub over to Crown Ladybug. Korokop, thank you very much for gifting that sub there. Up onto 35, my dude. Really appreciate it, and the hydrate as well. Cheers, and that is a fresh cup of tea. Ooh, almost too hot there. Thank you very much, Korokop. I really do appreciate that. Hello there, Van der Stevens. Hello, Disaster Maker. Hello, F King. Hello, MB Deity. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Elio. Hello, Square Banana. Hello, Ladybug. How is everyone doing today? Welcome in, one and all. Hello there, Ackerman. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Oh, Vlad, did you get just beaten out on the hydrate? That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Hello there, Ray. Hello, Brother Oni. Hello, Jokadika. How are we all doing? Welcome in. So, as the stream title would suggest, today I do intend to be dealing with the Lich that I have, not on Jupiter, on Mars. They're over on Mars at the moment. I kicked them off of Earth, but they're still being annoying. So quite frankly, I want them to cease. I want them to cease, so we're going to deal with that. What are my invigorations? That's a good question, Tom. I might not be able to do them as I had to spend a lot of bile earlier moving some shards around. So, oh, you love to see it. Oh, you love to see it. I mean, it's completely unnecessary. Additive damage bonus and health on this guy, but... Oh, oh, you do love to see it, don't you? That's spicy. What's it going to cost me? And I can afford it. No bile. I mean, we kind of have to do that, don't we? We're going to have to do that. I hope I don't need to use levels for any testing at some point in the next week. Haven't unlocked it. Helmet configurations. How do they work? So basically, every week, and you can see here, this one's about to time out. 3 Warframes are selected at pseudo-random. Some are weighted more likely than others. And they will be given randomized bonuses. So you'll get 1 offensive and 1 utility, because it's not necessarily defensive. So this one, for example, has the offensive of bonus primary damage and the utility of bonus health. Whereas here, melee damage and jump resets. Here, ability duration and status effect immunity. You can apply that to 1 Warframe, and it's giving you which type it's applied to. However, once you've done 10 invigorations, you're able to override one of these and turn it into any Warframe of your choice. So like, I could move this over to Wisp or Banshee or someone else entirely. And it costs some resources from your helmet in order to actually put the invigoration on. Lasts for 7 days. Lasts for 7 days specifically, not until the reset. So if I did this now, in 5 hours time there'll be a whole new set of options, but I'd still have this for 7 days. So you never get shortchanged on the 7-day period on that. And some of these can be pretty bonkers. Like, for example, you can have plus 100% strength plus 75% efficiency, which with no mods on already gives you double strength and maximum efficiency, which is actually kind of crazy. When you unlock it, rank 5 with the Intrati. Rank 5. Does the hydrate button work if you press it during the start timer? Not really, Vlad, no. Like, you can use it, but I'm not there on the stream, so I mean, what are you doing? What you doing at that point, really? Alright, I mean, I have to do that level spawn. What am I doing? I have to do the level spawn. Give me that. Hell yeah. Stab him. Buff. There we go. That's gonna be a little bit ridiculous now, isn't it? Let's have a look at this here. That is a 3,140 health Lavos. With just shy of 2,000 armor. I mean, that might tank a bit, you know? With adaptation active as well, I'll have 98.69% damage reduction on top of 3k health. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Alright then, chat, before we get diving into anything more ridiculous, how about we get started with today's sortie, shall we? Let's have a look here. We've got a rescue with sniper only. Let's shut that guy up. We got disruption with energy reduction. That is definitely a Lavos one. And we have a mobile defense with Xmas Stronghold. Oh, that could be an interesting payout. So if you want to be part of that chat, as per usual, send me a message in game with the engineer. I'll bring you into the squad. Exclamation mark join if you just need the quick copy pasta message for that. Like F King has already done here. Yes, you can indeed join in. Let's bring you in, my dude. Let's bring you on in. Cop, you're almost there, but they're not Talforge shards. They're Talforged shards. Talforged. We haven't gone to a Talforge. We don't use a Talforge. You missed a letter D. That's why the command didn't work for you. There it is. Because you see, there was already a Talforge command, but it's been updated with the other one. I knew you'd be checking. I knew you would be checking. I'm on top of it. I am absolutely on top of it. Alrighty. I could tank the solar flares at the end of the new war quest. Probably could. You know, this is a strong boy. He gets work done. He definitely gets some work done. Also, sniper. Oh, I see why you're apologizing now, Ray. Yeah. There we go. Yep, everything has got themselves already. Just the two of us? Might be just the two of us today. Alright. MR19 test recommendations. Banshee, Redeemer. Redeemer Prime is better, but Redeemer also works. And then just a whole bunch of enemy radar put onto your Banshee. Although you don't even need that for the MR19, just look around, you'll see them. Yas. Vlad on 19 hours, but Ray on 12 days, Zom on 22 days. Ray, you've been completely outclassed there. Zom has spent 3 weeks watching. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. F-King, you and me, let's go do this. Let's go rescue.
Why must you always work against progress? I'm trying to bring us all together.
You're curious about Carcop's watch time? Well, it's right there for you. It's showing.
If you try to work with...
Yeah, I'm just going to leave you guys with those commands for a moment. I'll let y'all have a peek at what your watch times are. I mean, I can see them anytime anyway, because that bot information ain't hidden from anyone. I can just go have a look at the leaderboard. I can bring up the longest watches anytime I want. But there are some lurkers on there, so unless you're here chatting, I understand lurkers typically don't want to be just called out for watching, especially for long time, so I'll just leave that one where it is. Maybe we have a hint for what the next video will be. It'll be about Warframe, probably. I have to say probably. There is a chance it might not be about Warframe, but I think it'll be about Warframe, to be quite honest. It feels reasonably likely to me. Is Melee any good now? Did it stop being good? I don't remember it stopping, so probably. Yeah, it's still good. Oh, here we go. What's my watch time? As long as I've streamed. We have not set off any lasers. You lie. You lie, Lotus. Like you've lied to us the entire time we've existed. There we go. Lotus always with the lies.
Make sure they get to extraction alive.
The watch time is also half your time in any mission. I mean, really? So no, there's no way you only have like 44 days. Okay, you might have 44 days in. Oh yeah, actually you might. You've really been watching a lot, haven't you? that is a really weird way of doing it. Oh yeah, I didn't activate the giveaway. Hold on, let me get somewhere. I'll activate that. Yeah, you really put some perspective on that one, Zon, didn't you? Watch the stream for half the time you played Warframe total. Like, wow. But hey, it's not a soccer thing. They're a moderator. They're supposed to be here. At least, if they want to be, you know. If they want to be. Alright, let's get that giveaway up and running. There we go. Let's get that up and running. Yes, Chuck, I heard you. I heard it after the first person did the ticket. I was like, yep, let's get that done after the stream. After the mission. I could do it after the stream. Ruin it for everyone. Yeah, you know, I'll just end the stream and then do a giveaway to those who are still watching the stream. So, like, if you take the raid, you don't get a chance to join it. It's just those few people it bugs out for, and as a consolation prize, they get it on the plat raffle. That's how we're doing it now, totes, yeah. Oh, dear. Alrighty then, we have got next that disruption, energy reduction. Let's just switch over because I don't want to be using the Rubik over that. Let's grab the Felarx, and whilst I'm at it, I think I still had an incorrect arcane on here. Yes, I don't need that on here anymore. Let's go for the consequence. Wonderful. Merciless? Ah, switch out dexterity. That'll work better. Alright.
There I go again.
Let's get cracking onto this next one, shall we? Disruption, easy enough to smash through.
Must I always show
Always easy enough to smash through. Now, whilst we load on into this one, I did also say on the Discord that I wanted to talk about today the Talforge process that D have announced as well. Talk a little bit along that line. Grilla mentioning exactly the same. Grilla saying, glad to hear Talforge are getting reworked finally. Had such an unlucky streak these last 8 weeks. Yeah. So, for those of you who missed it, somehow, by the way, I've put out a video and D have done a dev stream to how are you still missing it. But if anyone has missed it, just to be clear, D have announced that what they're going to do is they're going to make it where if you don't get a Talforge shard, then the next week, and that was their phrasing, next week, it will go up by 20%. Your chance will be applied again. Oh, can I have this, please? Hello?
So are the security mechanisms.
Where's the frickin' miss?
Give that console the old bypass so we
I
can get
don't
this
even.
thing started.
Anyway. So yeah, every time you don't get a shard, your chance the next week will increase by 20 percentage points. And this will keep going up until you get a Talforge shard, and it'll drop back down to 20% again. I was surprised at how many people are not happy with this over on the comment section of the video I put out about it, explaining what you can do with it. I think some people are misunderstanding exactly what I'm suggesting, but a lot of people aren't, and they're just straight up unhappy with it. As much as it is a buff overall, and it is most certainly a buff, the average person will get a lot more shards than before. The unlucky people will get up to infinitely more shards than before. There is still the matter of the fact that it is... it's still going to give different Talforge to different people, and there's nothing you can do to get around that. That's just the sitch. If you want to get a specific type of Talforge, the only way to guarantee it is to simply not run the others. Which, it's still a thing. It's still a thing. And you're still going to get some people with more Talforge than others, so it is still going to be a RNG system. It's just RNG to a limit, but that is natural to Warframe in a sense, except you can also kind of trade your way out of bad luck as well, so it is a bit of a mixed bag. I will agree, it is a bit of a mixed bag. But at the same time, there are a couple people who are like, why does there need to be any pity system whatsoever? I feel like those people just have no idea what the word fair means, so... Hey, someone has to get it wrong, I guess. But yeah, I do want to talk about that a bit further, as to the options we can take on that.
Keep it clear of that conduit.
Oh, well figured out, MD30, well figured out. I know I wasn't exactly on the ball with that video, but then, you know, for those of you who know the details, you know why I've been a bit distracted from other stuff. By other stuff. And the Felarx are just so good at taking down demolishers, it's ridiculous.
And try again.
I think people complain because Talforge won't be as special as before, but the thing is not even that particularly special. It's more just the fact that it was a 50% buff, not even a slight buff, a full 50%, but then only given out when the game feels like it, on that 20%, with no way to affect it or improve on it. Yeah. Is there a reason for no companion? Yes, I made a thumbnail, and my thumbnails don't involve companions 99% of the time. And that means I forgot to re-equip my companion. Well, okay. I'll just... Did it drop? Oh, it dropped. There we go. Alright then. Alrighty, there we go. Beautiful. Warframe being Warframe? Absolutely. Yeah. Gotta give the hitboxes there. That one landed on the pipe. No messing around there. Straight up landed on the pipe. Feeling being short sucks. I mean, it's honestly not that bad. Beds are easier to fit into, showers especially. Public transport, nowhere near as much an issue. Hell, any kind of transport. Yeah, being short is the right way around. People make all this big deal about height and whatnot. Honestly, it's easier. It's genuinely easier. You hate not being able to fit into your truck? See, that's exactly my point. That is exactly my point. All the tall peeps out there are actually having a more difficult life. Which is probably why society got its knickers in a twist. About the whole, oh no, tall is best, yada yada. As propaganda. From those who are tall, looking at small people just loving life and going, well, we can't be having that now. Gotta find some way to win. So made it societal. Alright, we're done. Let's get out of here. We are Gucci. 6'5", good lord, you're an entire foot taller than me, Gorilla. Literally an entire foot taller. Yeah. So people can say they're above everybody else? I mean, you can say it, don't make it much truer than anyone else saying it. Should have bought one with a sunroof. Oof. Oof, 'twasn't. Oof. Coins always have two sides. Here's the funny thing though, Infra. Coins have three sides. You got the heads, the tails, and the strip around between them. Coins are three sides. Someone gives you a situation, they try to make it out, there's only two ways to look at it. Look for the third one. It might be odd, it might be unusual, but you never know, it might just be the right one. 2 plus infinite sides? Well, I mean, if it's a coin that's a circle, then no. That's just one side that's bent. And if it's a coin that's not a circle, then it won't be infinite, because you can count the number of sides. So still no. Doesn't quite work like that, Birchified. Doesn't quite work like that. A curved surface does not an infinite number of sides make. Prediction time? Yeah. We've only just got back to the orbiter. Give us a moment there. Give us a moment. Snake Raider, cheers. If you count each degree that counts as a side, well, that would be 360 degrees, because there's certainly not infinite degrees in a circle. So that would be 362, Grilla. Grilla, you're really not doing well today. That would be 362, because now you're forgetting the heads and tails, and that's really not doing too well. You know what? You just take a day, Gorilla. You take a day. It's Sunday, okay? Let's not overcook it. Evening, Jason. How are you doing today? Isn't it radians that are infinite? No, radians are also not infinite. Because you've got 2 pi radians in a circle, so very far from it. There's just over 6 radians in a circle, which is very far from infinite. Very, very, very far. Anyway, what have we got to finish off? We've got a mobile defense, Exma Stronghold. Okie dokie, let's do that. Let's get a companion equipped. Because they were supposed to be there the entire time. Let's switch weapon again. Let's go for the Amperex, and the rest of it can just sit. Actually, well, no, I don't need Zederic. Now it can sit. No, Zom, I refuse. Zom, you asked about the invigorations. You got me this invigoration on Lavos. I'm absolutely not bringing out Stomp Rhino for this. Nope. Sorry, Dom, I spent resources on your query about the invigoration. We're doing Lavos right the way through this today. Right the way through this sortie.
Giving you too much.
Alright, as we get that loaded, let's get the prediction up and running. What reward do you guys and gals think we're going to get from today's sortie? Is it going to be an Asta Sculpture? Is it going to be a Ribbon, Booster, or something else entirely? Put your prediction into that box there. Use those lovely blue spanners. Coin's a cylinder, not a circle. A coin is a cylinder. Or at least it approximates a cylinder. Most coins are things which take them beyond just a simple cylinder, but yes. Circle has infinite lines of symmetry. That I can't argue against, yeah. Or at least a perfect cylinder or similar object would have infinite lines of symmetry. Again, coins and markings on them, which kind of undo the whole symmetry aspect, but perfectly cylindrical coins, yes, they would. Which means that basically every coin in existence, no. Just to be orderly about it. Using region can only predict without using spanners. Unfortunately, that is the case, Mr. Matthew. Yeah, there are a few countries which got really anti-gambling and really anti-loot boxy stuff, and Twitch just basically decided, you know what, rather than figure out whether we can or can't do this, let's just turn them off entirely and be safe. They just went for the stupidly safe approach. Why am I not? Oh. Cute. I was wondering why they weren't taking damage. Right. These are friends. Yeah, I don't have a solution for those of you who are out of region because it's Twitch's built-in channel point system. I have no ability to award points or revoke points through that system. I can just set up the options you can interact with, and that's it. But you can still have the joy of seeing if you're right or not, if you wanna. Exactly, Gordon, exactly. Trying to find where the next enemy is. Somewhere over here. There's so many of them that just look hostile, but they're not. Oh. And everything has got the objective thing in the data mass. Hello, McWaffle. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Vote with your dollar. It's purely democracy. I mean, you can't exactly go into the prediction with dollars, but if you wanted to tip the stream and just let the world know what you would have guessed, I mean, that's a perfectly viable option, yeah. You just send the tip through, and be like, yeah, I would like to pick the option of Legendary Call or something like that. And just like, yeah, I'd like to pick that as well. Funny Swedes are not considered adult enough to gamble fake internet points. I think it's because Twitch don't have perfect control over what creators use their channel points for. And so, say for example, if you could redeem your channel points for a reward from a streamer, like for example, you could get them to give you, I don't know, maybe some in-game loot, or to get a postcard, for example, then gambling those points is gambling of value of sorts, as so determined by Swedish and I think Dutch law. I think the Netherlands can't use channel points. I might be misremembering on that one. But yeah, because there is the potential to relate channel points into something of value, that's where Twitch just went, you know what, no, we ain't touching that. Turn it off before we get sued. We do not have the profit margins to be sued. That's basically what they've done. I would have liked them to be a little bit more nuanced about it, but at the end of the day, I'd rather Twitch focus on making sure they could deliver the best possible service with as few controversies as possible. That would be great, rather than spending too much time fretting over some fake internet points, you know. they're not that important. I'd want them to sacrifice time from other important projects. And that goes for their legal team as well, yeah. Alright. It is definitely difficult. I know that there is a colour difference between friend and foe. So like you'll see the different zones that appear. The light blue ones are friendly. Hey, look, I stand in that, nothing bad happens. And I know that the light blue auras are friendly. So you can kind of tell with most of the Xmas units, friend or foe. I think the Arctic Xmas bubble is identical though. Yeah, there's no telling that one. Just looking at it tells you there. Because this one is foe, and it does look identical. But most of the Xmas stuff, including the Arson Xmas, they send out a blue flame wave when they're friendly. But for some things they don't have that, and the creatures themselves still look at least halfway like the rest of the infested, so it could be a bit tough. It could be a bit tough. But there we are. Just shoot everything on sight? I mean, that's the AoE approach, right? If it dies, it dies. Is that blue not the energy colour? I've seen it with others who have summoned in as well, so it's not the energy colour. I know it matches that Necros, but I'm fairly certain it's not the energy colour, because I've seen it with a variety of sources. Awesome, would you look at that? Today we get a mod drop chance booster. Okay, well if we were endo farming that'd be great, but we're not. But hey, mod drop chance booster. There we go. Those of you who guessed a booster, you are absolutely right on that one. Let's see, who was the big gambler on that one? Biggest gambler on booster was, in fact, Deity there. MB Deity. 690 spanners in, you're going to get back, ooh, nearly 12 times as many in return. MB Deity. And the others who joined you there, you are absolutely rocking it. Enjoy your points, all four of you. Everyone who guessed incorrectly, oof. Just oof. Tuxedo Panda put 1400 onto an Asa. Not today. Not today. Ackerman 500 on Cougar. Well, those who did guess it was going to be the booster, they enjoy your generous donation there, Ackerman. You have made someone else's evening that little bit brighter. Think of it that way. Just think of it that way. Alright, Zom, do you want me to bring out the Stomp Rhino now? Or do we just refund you the points on that one? Because, I mean, I could, but we could also just send you the points back. Kodakup, I think, is wanting to join in for the Lich. Yep, there we go. Let's bring you in, my dude. Let's bring you in. I say one tail hit on that 10, whatever first. Not bet on. Yeah, I mean, we've had it happen from time to time. Let me see. Which one did you do it on this time? F-King gambled on a Former with just 10. Let's see. Where were the other 10s? There was a 10 on Reactor. That was Ray's one on the Reactor. It could have been. It could have been. Oh, I see, Zom. I see. Fair enough. We'll send you the points back then. There you go. Request returned. Alright, let's go for Foreman. Bit of filming action. It's always a fun weapon to use. Okie so I have a Lich. That's a bit of a itch. And we need to scratch that. Get rid of them. Somewhere along here. Unholy Moondog, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to MB Deity. Your second gift on channel here, my dude. Really appreciate it. Cheers. MB Deity, make sure you do give a thanks to Unholy Moondog for that. A little bit of generosity right there. Choc, count the number of Excalibur helmets you have and use that frame starting from least used. So 1, right? that's gonna be 1, surely. Excalibur helmets. Oh wow, that looks weird. Look at all the buffs I put into Lavos here. 5 Former, Invigoration, 5 Archon Shards. Just stacking it up on him. Alright, Choc, let's see. Excal, Appearance, Helmets. Oh, I have more than one. Never mind. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 helmets. Fair enough. So I'm going to be using my 4th least used frame, according to Chuck. Sorted by usage. 4th least used. Let's see here. Rook Prime, Stynax, Nidus Prime, Oberon Prime. There we go. I mean, there's a few good reasons as to why. If we include the Umbra helmets, but they're not Excalibur helmets. They're Excalibur Umbra helmets. But Jock says they count. Okay, fine. So they're not Oberon then. Just not Oberon. Alright. So I need to bring out Umbra. Let's count the helmets here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or do we just... Well, these are all the same 4 on Excalibur. So yeah, just 6 in total. So instead, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Gara Prime. I'm willing to bet that surprised a few of you. Raptor's saying, trying to send you a message for the Lich Hunt. Ain't working. It ain't working. Raptor, what's your in-game name? What is your in-game name, Raptor? Wait a sec. Any second now. Oh, never mind. They figured it out. No, Ray figured it out and said, sorry, Raptor, you're out of time. You're out of time. Ray got it. I have to consider it later, Raptor. Alrighty, what have we got here? This is a no duration... this is a nuke build. I don't want a nuke build. This one here is a pure range distraction build. Yeah, distraction spectral siphon. This one seems to be more of an all-rounder approach. Okie dokie. Yeah, I can rock the all-rounder. Doesn't look the best. Very defensive. I'll rock it. Why not? Let's rock the... It's more a test to see if you can join or not. Well, if you fail to join, I'll bring in Raptor. Alrighty. Let's not accidentally do anything Steel Path. It shouldn't occur. Also, I need to make sure, have I got a fully set Parazon?
Show me what you have
Yes,
learned.
but it needs modifying. There we go. That does the trick. Let's go punch this Lich in the face, shall we? Defense mission? Yeah. I mean, Gara, so yeah. Definitely a defense mission. Let's go for it. Guys knew when it's going to look juicy? Could be. Could be. We'll see as it comes out. Do I have a favourite frame? Lavos. Definitely Lavos. How's the hunt treating us? We're just getting started onto actually dealing with the Lich. They're already onto Mars because I dealt with them a little bit prior to this stream. But yeah, we're just getting into crushing their skull as we do. Seems everyone is loading in, so that is good.
I can't think of anything to say.
Then you need not say anything at all other than to receive my thank you very much. Andrew for subscribing for 7 months. You continue to be a legend. Cheers, Andrew. Thank you for subscribing with your Prime.
The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Let's grab ourselves the mission. Get into the location for said mission. And because Gara, it means that I can do this. Bonk. Well, this is going to be easy now. There we are. Yeah, you got that. Sort of. Slash. That didn't seem to do as much as I was hoping for, so I'm just gonna hold this here. The wall blocks dash wire. Oh. Sucks to suck. I mean, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, Ray. Oh. That is, there you go, you figured it out, it's fine. Oh, I see we got Empowered Quiver with 100% strength as well. There we are. Hello, Matan. How you doing? We are in the process of taking a Lich, pissing them off, and then ripping out their innards. That's kind of the process that we're going for here. Innard ripping needs to be happening. And a few of them here just die along the way. Okay. Hey, Requiem Rally. That's nice. 5% drop rate on that. Always nice to get that little bonus. Which Lich, which weapon? Good question on the weapon. What is this? They've just been annoying me. That's why I just want to kill them. It's a Kuvaton core. It's a 45% toxin Kuvaton core. I mean, if anyone wants that one, I can convert it for you. I don't particularly care for it. So, if you would like a 45% toxin Kuvaton core, now is the time to start asking. What weapon am I looking for? I'm not looking for any in particular. I just want the Lich dead. I've got all of the Kuva weapons. I haven't got them all 60%ed, but to be honest, that's a lot of effort. That is a lot of time and effort, which I can better spend on making videos, you know? That's mostly where my time goes on this game instead. It's giving you guys the awesome sauce. Yes, I did just say awesome sauce. Just a thing you're going to have to accept. Just about to ask what the max stat was. Yeah, 60. So it starts at the lowest of 25, highest to 60. Things are weighted towards the lower end on spawning, so you are very, very unlikely to get 60%. Quite unlikely to get 50% or higher. 45 is in the reasonably unlikely. Most of the time it will be below 40%. Most of the time. How many Cuve weapons do we have in the game? Good question. I want to say something like 14? Hold on, let me check. Let me check here real quickly. If I go to primary, and then I'll go through the secondaries. If I sorted by name. Here we go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then down to here, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then one for the melee is 17. There are, oh, and there's the Archgun 18. Kuva Ayanga. Yeah, 18. Oh, there's Kuva Growler, 19. 19. Hey! G3 during a Lich mission. Wow, all the Grenadier are coming out on this one. Alrighty. I mean, if they want us to just kind of tear every part of the Grenadier army apart, we can do that. We can do that. Oh, there is a thrall. I'm gonna get the thrall. I'm gonna get the thrall. Yes. And stab. Oh, another Requiem Relic. We're getting lucky. I'll take that. I will take that. Yeah, there's 9 Tenet Weapons and Sisters. That wall is far too big. Let me just get rid of that. We don't need a wall that big. Oh, hey, we are Lich. Hello. Don't know whose Lich they are. They do not appear to be mine. They're ready for a second stab.
That was the last of the Crew Strike 3. You took a risk.
Ooh, you're onto the triple stab. Let's see. Can you nail it in one? Whoever this is, can you nail it in one? Take him straight off of Mars up to Railjack. You're not going to go for it?
Oh, little me.
Oh.
Too kind.
Mission complete. Well, there we are. That's the end of that one.
A germ
I
weapon,
removed the Fulmin River. I'm using it with just different stuff. Am I using Carrier Prime? I am using Carrier Prime, yeah. And I now know that Voam is part of the deal. Alright then, let's update the Parazon. So Voam not currently on there. Let's go grab a Voam and slot it straight into there. These two are both ones that definitely need to be used. If I end up going straight through all at the same time, I don't want that to happen, to be quite honest, actually. No. I'll put the Netter in there. How expensive would that Lich even be, assuming I was interested? The one I've got at the moment? Honestly, probably not that much. Nope, that's not how you look at it. In terms of value of a Riven, this is not going to be that expensive, no. There's no ephemera with it, so there's no benefit to it there. So it's just the 45% Encore. Which is not nothing, but that's still... How far away is that from maxing it out? That's 1 valence, 2, 3... 3 valences would get you to 59.9%, which would really annoy someone, I think. So 3 valences, 59.9, 4 valences to get you the full whack, which is 5 total Liches. Which is a bit. It's a bit. Alright. I hold on to the alls more often than not, Ladybug, because when I want to burn down a Lich quick, I can do then. I don't accidentally run out of them. Been farming for Ghost Strike 3 for the Scimitar part. Ah, that's unfortunate, deity. Not to worry. Hopefully we should be able to get this Lich down pretty quickly. Just overall. And take it out from there. Shame you can only equip one all at a time. I don't mind it, honestly. Like, first of all, that would triple burn your alls, which is actually wasteful. And secondly, like, it requires you to still, you know, actively engage with the content. It doesn't just become get 3 alls, get Kuva Nukor, job done. Or Tsar, or whichever Kuva thing you are just insta-farming. I'm fine with the Kuva of weapons actually taking a little bit of work to get. Yeah, I don't mind bringing you what you bring, Ray. I won't really engage with the extra crit damage because it's not really that needed for what I've got to bring at this level. But yeah, for some people it's going to be nice to have that though. Oh, we have another Lich appeared. Is this my one?
Show me what you have
Nope.
learned. I have learned that it takes only 8 pounds of force to remove
It's not my one. We are doing a good job of hurting them.
Perhaps you deserve this.
You going to stab it again?
Both do.
No? No? Okay, apparently we're just gonna wound it enough times that it'll despawn. Okay. Yeah, I should stop bringing the Fulman to this. The Fulman is a good weapon, but it's not exactly well suited to Liches.
Your target is the reactor.
That should get rid of them shortly. Whilst they do that, let's go over here.
Love can only contain any more than it can be killed. And so, I go.
And the Lich is gone. Cool, we don't have to worry about that any further. You're debating a Kuva Hex just so you can hunt with Empowered Quiver? I mean, at some point the Felarks might have that whole interaction nerfed, or you might want to use something that requires the crit bonus, or you just want to have maximum multi-shot. Hey, there we go, we got another Lich appearing. And in any of those cases, then it could be worthwhile to you. Ooh, that was a great stab. It's a good thing I did take off the all mod, because this would be a waste of one, quite frankly. This is really early. Ah, if only I got that one correct. If only.
The queens.
Oh, you're dying.
They like me. They really like me.
I mean, the Fulman works for taking out Liches. It's just, you have to switch to automatic mode and go for the head. You have to. So I got Rab Proc, that was probably my Lich. Liches are nasty like that. All your liches are mean, why can't you get one that's funny or nice? I mean, you could trade with someone for one that's funny or nice. If you really want to experience that route. Yeah, trading is an option, and I'm sure there's someone out there sat on a terrible converted lich that he just can't get rid of, that they'll happily offload for some token amount. No, I'm not going to use my all on this, guys. I'm not going to use my all. Already so close to an easy win. This early on, we don't need to waste an all on that. I haven't been bored shitless by this Lich. The last Lich was a bit sick. And the ones you got. Fair enough. Yeah, there are some really weird Lich names out there. It's a shame that we've lost the original video of Reb reading through the Lich names. That was just silly. One of my first Liches is called Ordnu Grim. I just imagine that Ordnu is just coming from one of the Grineer. When they see a tenor, they go, "Oh no!" But Grineerified, which, "Oh no!" Every time they spawn in, that's just playing in my head.
Yes, you're very clever. You
She
still
likes
haven't
it.
found me though, have you?
Wasn't there a Lich combination that completely compromises their job? There's probably some quirks in there that are just ridiculous, yeah. There we go. This is all the Liches I've got over time. Liches and Sisters, I think this includes. Is this? No, this is just Liches, isn't it? Yeah, just Liches. We can see here the original one, the Ordnu.
Legs, organs. There is nothing.
They're fugly. You have a Lich that's scared of Kubros? Yeah. They got some really weird quirks in there, haven't they? Alright. Let's swap out the Foreman. Let's go for a little bit of Fenmore. I don't do enough Fenmore gameplay these days. Just make sure it's typed appropriately. Corrosive, yeah, that's perfect. Corrosive Deadhead, yep. Prime Bane of Grineer. This was made for this. Did I last use the Fenmore on killing a Lich or something? That's the perfect setup. Alright, let's do it. Oh, I do need to update this as well, before I forget. You off of there. Let's put on Kra. It's probably not Kra, but let's try Kra. Wagwan. Drop the mission. Need to level up my Lich as well. Fair do, my dude. Fair do. Alright, we shall continue smacking this Lich around. If anyone does want to join in on Ceres, or just for the heck of it, you're welcome to do so. Send me a message in a game. Let's go do some Exterminate. Nice easy one. He's the best heavy weapon in the game. I mean, are you wrong, Zom? Are you wrong? Hello, Chick Noodle. How you doing? You sure the quirks don't have functionality? Oh, the quirks do have functionality, Daitai. Quirks do have functionality. So they will cause the Liches to put out different voice lines specific to those quirks, and occasionally it can even lead to a Lich abandoning a fight altogether. It's unlikely to happen, but it has happened. How hard would it be to make a poll for the last mod? Well, let's see. What is the last mod capable of being? We've got Kra, Jakku, Lock, and Riss. Kra, Jakku, Lock, and Riss. Wait, I'm losing track. Yeah, Kra, Jakku, Lock, Riss, Zata. Kra, Zata, and then what were the others? We got Riss, Lock, Riss, Lock, and Jahu, yeah. What will be the final Requiem? Alright, I'm going to make this a 5 minutes of prediction, so you get plenty of time to think about it. There we go. 5-minute prediction going up. What do you think the last one's going to end up being? We already know the position of Vohm and Fass, and we already know that, what's this one? Netra is not the end one, but that still leaves all the other 5 that this could be. It's not going to be all. So you can make your predictions on that one. What do you think the final one is going to be? I see Zommer's throwing a full 1780 behind Zata. Alright. Alright. Ray, whenever you're ready, my dude. Everything okay? Yeah, I'll give you guys 5 minutes on that prediction there, because we're not going to find out that mod that quickly, most likely. Probably. If the Lich appears, and it looks like we're going to get that file information, I'll just immediately end submissions. Now, unless someone sends a message, Ray, we're just going ahead. If someone wants to join in, it's on them to join. I ain't going to sit here waiting forever if someone might want to join. The stream will continue. I can solo this if it comes to it, so, you know. Will it let you vote? I mean, it should let you vote. You might need to refresh the stream, Ronald. I mean, you've got the time, so give that a whirl. Ah, you've got to appreciate the crunch. The crunch as that just goes through their domes. Charged up. And ready to wreak havoc. It's beautiful. Except when they have a shield. What am I doing? That guy's shield was genuinely annoying. But otherwise it's okay. I thought I had punch through on this. Let's check the build after. Maybe I don't have punch through on this one. Honestly, the fact that I can just one-shot means I'm actually kind of wasting bullets here, using this gun as intended. Look at that. I mean, granted, that was 146,000 damage to the arm. That'll do a bit. Also, I think my Sentinel is capable of killing these. You vote for the sortie probably did go through, Ronald, but Twitch being twitched, it also might not have. Tech and bugs these days, there's just loads of them, isn't there? Go stab the thrall. Smack. Oh, true, Zom, true, yeah. Prime Strip might normally be where I have my Bane, mightn't it? Well, my Bane might normally be... My Bane is currently taking the slots I would normally give to Prime Shred. That's possibly what's going on here. Possibly. Is it just tapping them all to death? Oh, that's a synthesis target. That's why Ace didn't die.
Now get to extraction.
There we go. Nearly killed that one. Actually, it's dying. It's dying!
Use the synthesis device. That's it. It'll be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can synthesize it for me.
So, the Fenmore is that good.
Have I been unclear?
The Fenmore is that good. Before I realised, why does it glow the same as a Thrall anyway? Samarish Lich Thralls or something, I don't know. You sold on the Fenmore? I mean, if you weren't already, then we've all been doing a bad job, because this is an amazing gun. I mean, that was a bug enough. That weird little delay when it doesn't quite connect up the Parazon successfully. Casually delete synthesis target? Yeah, I've used up half of the ammo on this thing. Let me just fire out some of the extra bullets. Don't need these ones. Get rid of them before we go home. Oh, too late.
Everyone pays.
Also knows Arthur's Whisper. True, true, yeah. No Zada's Whisper. Verglass probably did help with the viral blocks there, but still. Anything about the Fenway you don't like? So using a vault kind of defeats the purpose. How would your vault defeat the purpose? No, I don't follow on that one. Aside from Electric Shield giving crit damage, but I mean, Fenway is still fine, even if it doesn't get the bonus, or doesn't care for it. That's why people can kill a Samara's target without noticing. Oh yeah, it's so easy to do. Samara's targets are actually relatively weak on the low levels that you can just accidentally take their face. It's a thing. There's no getting around that. Let's do the capture. There's a lot of things on this one, but we're doing that one. The highest level of them all, you know? So you want to use the Felox later? Yeah, that's fair. The Inodem is great. The Praedos is alright, but if you have the Cronin Prime, there's not that much of a difference to notice. And then the Fenway, well, you can see what the Fenway does. You can't mod for more Incarnate Energy. You can use one of the evolution perks to make it where you build charge faster, I think. But you can't give yourself more. That said, it's still a hell of a lot, and once you're done with the charge, you just get a few more headshots and it's back again. So it's really easy to charge up. It is really easy. Okay. That pop. Done. Well, I got one of them. That was a very tough day for that one. Look at that, I'm already at half charge. I can activate it right now and use that half. In fact, I'm gonna. Based on last mission, I don't actually need that much. So I'm just gonna rubber this. Oh, I didn't actually activate it. There we go. A little bit of a slow activation time, but once it's active, then I'm good. I would have noticed I hadn't activated it, but I was invisible. One of those unfortunate quirks. You can't look at yourself when no one can. Harrow and the Incarnums don't work? Oh yeah, yeah. Harrow is very bad news for the Incarnate weapons. Very bad news. The Incarnate weapons also don't like it when you are Eurali or Zephyr. Or Styanax. All of those ones will mess up your day a little bit. I think those are the main culprits. Smeeta Kavat, if you got that equipped, that can mess up your day. Adaza Kavat, I don't know if that can apply from your allies, but having it yourself, that will mess up your day. Arcane Avenger, bad choice. Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces you want to watch out for when using the Incarnate weapons, Incarnate guns. Invisible, 3,000 health Lavos. I mean, this is just unfair. This is just unfair. So say, unless you go crit for later, I think on and off nature Harrows both works well for that. Kinda? Maybe? I'll be honest, the whole building the Latent for crit, it's a possibility. It just doesn't seem worth it. When you can, instead of finagling that for maybe a little bit more damage in very specific circumstances, you can just go all out on, you know, not doing that. And then it's always good enough for everything. It just slaps. Anything it doesn't slap against, you're just not trying hard enough. It slaps. And we get one more throw before we depart. I also got one more invisibility before we depart. Ray going for some target practice against me, it seems. Did I just get faster than the bubble? I did. I am faster than the bubble that is attached to me when I slam. Huh. Hello, Young Gorgon. Say, hey, Ken, I'm on one of my big Warframe breaks again. How do you feel about the game right now? It's in a good state. I enjoy playing the game. I don't know how that quantifies or qualifies for yourself, but I mean, it is what it is. May I join again for the Lich? You may indeed join again for the Lich. Yep, there's a space still for you, my dude. Alright, let's get on to... not a hijack. Yeah, we can do the sabotage. Sabotage seems like a good pick to me. We still have the weapon that doesn't need its Incarnate mode. There is that, yeah. I mean, it doesn't change much in the way of perks. Incarnate mode is the only perk on Evo 1, but yeah. Felarx can confidently ignore the Incarnate. It's my experience, Secret Squirrel, that those who complain about the game, either they've played it long enough that they start to become aware of the cracks, and the fact they become more aware of the cracks in it over time hurts people. That's true of pretty much any game system. If it is not optimized, the longer you play, well, not optimized, if it's not well balanced, if it has any kind of issues, the longer you play, the more you experience these issues, the more these issues shape your experience. So it's just a matter of being more aware of how the game plays. And so that naturally over time increases someone's negativity towards a game. On top of that, you've then got those who also complete the game, and unintentionally or intentionally, they may have unreasonable expectations as to just how much the game is going to give them. If you play a game for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, you are going to reach a point where there's not really a lot left to do if you're not happy with the core gameplay loop. If you're tired of it, you're tired of it. There's not really much getting around that. However, some people's reaction to that reality that playing the same thing over and over can get tiresome, some people's reaction to that is to instead decide that it must be getting worse. Not that they're getting bored of it, but because it's getting worse. What else could be the explanation, right? And then there are those who, in an ever-updating game, simply hearken for the days gone by, for better or for worse. That can be for the better in terms of things which were taken away, events and whatnot that were taken away, or design choices that they signed up for originally which have been moved away from. Or it could be for the worse, holding on to times where, well, some people prefer it when they had a monopoly on Loki Prime sets, for example. Some people preferred it when Kuva was accessible in very limited circumstances. Some people preferred it when Harrow was a harder to get frame. Some people like to hold on to when they were the hot stuff. And when the world changes around them and they don't want to change with it, sometimes people give that as the reason why gamers become bad. As much as they don't acknowledge it. So there's loads of different reasons. Some more valid than others. No getting around that. And then the longer you spend in the community, certainly the broader the community you look at and listen to, the more you'll notice people upset with the changes as well. Oh, hey, Relic. Nice. Because you're simply listening to more people. You're in more veteran spaces, you will encounter more vets. Including those who've gone burned out. Complaints are 10 times louder than satisfaction. Satisfaction is quiet. Satisfaction just sits down and eats a meal. Complaints, call the waiter over and call the manager. Oh, we've got this exit. Ah, this is an uncommon exit. There is a Curia on this exit. Where is a Curia? I forget where it is.
I think I have to unsubscribe. Maybe this will stop the flow of time. 17 months amused.
Cool, blimey. Realhead, thank you very much for the 17 months. You absolute ledge. Please don't unsub to try and stop the flow of time. It won't work that way. Instead, what will happen is that then months will fly by without any notification of time to you, and you'll realise, oh, it's been 6 months and I didn't support the Ken engineer this entire time. No, what will I ever do? My dude, thank you very, very much for continuing to your support. I really do appreciate it. Really do. Lady was saying she's why I make an active effort to talk about things we're happy with, and there needs to be more of that in the world. Yeah. If you enjoy something, put a review on it. If you don't enjoy something, put a review on it. If you think it was okay but nothing amazing, put a review on it. Where you can, put a review on it. Caesar, you're having a little bit of trouble with the keyboard there. At your feet, Ken. Right, okay, it's somewhere nearby. I realised that pretty much everyone here has either found it or doesn't care for it. Ray's definitely already found it, so I actually just decided it wasn't worth to continue looking for it. I just knew it was somewhere there. Is that an augment for a virus? You and everything around you is invisible? No, someone just keeps shooting me with the arrow. That's all that's happening there, Exhibit. Young Gorgon say, honestly, I have no problems with the game aside from it not giving us enough interesting or taught. That might be tough. New things for us to use our great gear on. I mean, it depends on how much you expect to get from the game. Honestly. If you've done everything, you've done everything. Enjoy the core gameplay loop. And if you don't enjoy the core gameplay loop, find a game you do. It's really the long and short of it. I'm not going to sit here and try and convince anyone to play any game. I will show you the game as it operates. I will tell you the things I know about the game. But if after everything you see, you then go, nah, then that's the end of it. That's the end of it. Really saying, don't worry, won't unsubscribe. After June, I will need you more than ever to stay updated with Warframe. Going to be a dad. Oh my god, wow. I hope it all goes as smoothly as possible for you, Realed. Looking forward to hearing the good news. June, so he's going to be a little over a third of the way through, not quite halfway through, so 30. All the best on that. All the best indeed. And as Brother Oni says, enjoy your sleep whilst you can. Yes. Definitely that.
That our person of interest is in the vicinity. Search for the hostage and bring them home.
Alright, let's get cracking. We got skulls to smash, a rescue to run, and hopefully a lich to spawn. Stab. Oh, that was not a headshot. Dang. No, I want headshot. There we go, I got one headshot. I mean, if they're gonna spawn looking away from me, I ain't gonna land a headshot, am I? There is a certain limit to my ability to headshot. That limit is somewhere around, they're not looking at me. What's up with the Titan video? How quick is the hunt going to be? I mean, we're gunning and we're hoping to kill the Lich quickly. So, I mean, just that, Moon. I'm not sure what about that suggests anything else is going on. It's Warframe. It's Warframe. And I've been bubbled again. We will have to imagine there is a Lavos on screen for a bit. Picture it in your mind. Oh wait, it's back. Never mind. Picture it in front of you.
Every moment we've shared, every touch,
and now I'm going to stab this Lich. And nearly knock them off the edge.
this makes
Oh, there we go. Who needed all?
Old blood flows
Who
within me.
needed all? Nailed it. See, I told you, Moon. Gunning for them quickly. Nice and easy. So now let's go rescue the person that's over here. Actually, wait, that's a roll. You can ignore that. Rescue the person that's over here. Is there a side entrance on this side? There is not. I'll just pop everything here and open this door. There you go. Door's opened. And this thrall is killed as well for whoever needed that. So we can just go. We can just go. You gamble all your points away. Yikes. Well, at least you're learning your lesson when it comes to fake internet points and not, you know, something a little bit more serious. You're learning here. Oh, we need to go this way. I do like how fast you can bullet jump with the, Wait, you, come in. With the Parazon mod on this as well. I get a Parazon, I get a headshot, and then I go, whee! Just like that. Single bullet jump right across this entire area. It's ludicrously fast. If I'm going to give an operator a weapon, which I think would be best, probably the amps. Amps are pretty good on operators. Oh, hello. I want that. Yoink! Aside from that, probably something mundane, so like throwing knives or bow and arrow. You know, typical typical people managing stuff rather than giant arm cannons or grenade launchers which tear your face off. Lava Lavos? It is a Lavos that looks like lava, yes. The mail you got was take down a Lich in a new style. Fair point. I did forget I was going to mention about the confrontation. I wanted to try something out on that. But Kra is the correct guess on the final Requiem. So those of you who guessed Kra, you're absolutely correct. 6 of you did. Ronald with the massive guess there. Kra it is. There we go. Let's hand out the channel points around. But yeah, I am going to go into this solo. But I want to try something this time. Save King, Ray, Karakop, thank you very much for joining in. I want to try something, and I don't want to try invisibility. I don't want to go with an invisible approach. I want to try, on the off chance that it works, a certain Banshee build. And when I say a certain Banshee build, I'm going to try health tanking. I'm going to try health tanking Banshee. We'll see if that works. It might not. This could end very, very badly. We'll find out. Is that Toopy? Cheers. Let's try this. Let's try this. I know that this works in survival. Sealed path survival, no less. I also apparently have multiple drop chance boosters. That's neat. No wonder we're getting so many relics. Magnus for safety. Nah. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Let's head over to Saturn, or on solo, let's go to the skirmish. There is the slight matter of the actual railjack portion, but it'll be fine. Oh, is it resource booster, not resource chance booster? My bad. Oh wait, no, mod booster, wasn't it? I got the mod booster from the sortie, that's what it was. I remember now. I was going to say, I don't remember it being multiples stacking together, but yeah, there we are.
For everything.
Yeah, mod booster resource drop chance, my bad. I saw drop chance.
So be it.
We're near Galleon plus support. Too big to take down.
Alright, now of course I got my NPC crew. They make short work of these fighters. Look how easily they delete them.
Multiple bogeys. Man the gun.
Except for that one, for some reason. Let me help on that one. Yeah, the ones with the shields kind of confuse them a little bit, but the rest just evaporate. Which is hilariously good. Hello, Grumpy Pants. It's doing good here. I hope you're doing well yourself. Welcome in. Let's just lapinate this. Pop.
They are about to break.
Did I hit a rock or something? What the hell was that? I shot it. I saw a tiny damage tick and it was still there. That was weird. That was really weird. I must have hit a rock.
Your cruise ship has translated east.
Where's that cruise ship? There it is. There we go. And luckily my perk did activate, so I do have that final shot to take down this one.
Cruise ship eliminated. Focus on remaining targets.
Beautiful. There we are.
Enemy morale has broken. Fighters are peeling off.
Yeah, crewmates are definitely #1 for efficiency for this. Look at that. I've just taken out the 3 cruise ships. My crewmates have already dealt with every single fighter.
A high priority.
So I can just go straight in.
Infiltrate and turn.
No ifs, no buts. I can just go straight on in. Which is very nice. Put myself right there. I'm just going to go grab myself a little bit of extra energy, just to be certain. It is a nice thing to have, and so I'm going to do exactly that. Not the dome charge, the energy. There we go.
10 now.
Do that from that position. What position are you on about, Moondog? What position are you on about? And in we go. Alright then. So this is indeed a health tanking Banshee. It's a bit of a weird one.
The system won't be
It is a bit of a
safe
weird one.
without you.
It does make use of the new arcane as well as the helmet system. Oh, that didn't work. Let me get some more shots into them. There we go. Because the idea is that by doing this... Oh, that one died too quickly. Carrier, stop killing them before I can see them and cast on them. That's not how this works, Carrier.
Little meat, you really cannot keep interfering like this. You know I have
There
to
we
stop
go.
you.
Okay, Carrier, please. Please, don't insta-give them. I'm actually just farming out some health orbs along the way, just to make sure that my tank is initially set. As I say, this is better for survival missions. Oh, that one died too quickly. Survival where you've got the time to build this up, because you're just kind of sticking in one place. I'm on 28 health orbs. That should give me, you know, enough initial health. Maybe. Oh, Carrier nearly murdered that one. Why not do some more? Cold rocks. Why? Hang on, how? I have protection against status. So part of how this works is that Well of Life, which is Trinity's first ability I put onto Banshee's 4th here. Well of Life
This fight won't be like the last time.
will what's it?
Promise you that.
Both heal you and it will protect you from status effects. If you're inside the range of it. So I've got this guy here, providing me health and status resistance. And then on top of this, if I get close enough... Oh wait, yeah, you can't armor strip liches. My bad, I forgot about that. So yeah, you can see I can armor strip them as well. So that is a healing zone. That is a anti-status zone. And then the Fenrir is just amazing still. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool overall. Did anyone want this Lich? Did anyone actually want to have this Lich? Because otherwise, I'm just going to get rid of them. You got seconds to answer me. No one mentioned earlier about it. What is it? It's Kuvatonkel 45% toxin. Kuvatonkel 45% toxin. Grumpy Pants saying yes. Here you are, Grumpy Pants.
Very well. Let's explore the possibilities.
Get online, we'll get that over to you. Yeah, okay, Fenmore actually kind of really deleted that Lich. I did not expect it to work quite so effectively there. Fenmore OP. Who knew? I might have made a video saying this is... Oh, what am I doing? Yeah. Slight problem, you do currently have a Lich. Well, that does kind of suck, doesn't it? Yeah, if you can hurry through, Grumpy Pants, if you can hurry through, we can sort it out for you. Unless someone makes a bidding offer that gets in the way first. Alrighty. Is trading liches counted as human trafficking? Liches aren't human, they're liches. And that's the end of that conversation. Where are you getting into that one? Come on now. Warframe's dark enough. Lich speedrun time for Grumpy. I mean, I've shown how quickly you can do it, you know? We're not even 1.5 hours into the stream, and part of that was taken up with the Salty, so if I can do it that quickly, Grumpy Pants, off your shot. Off your trot. Hurry it along now. What's next? So I want to show off a little bit more of this Banshee setup, to be quite honest with you. I want to show a little bit more as to what she can do. But I'm going to switch on over to the Amprex. Oh, hello, first of all. You have bested me, sullied in the eyes of my queens. I am Grenier no longer. I serve you now. You'll help me reclaim the honor I have lost. Our work begins. Bunarigikak. Bunarigikak. Alright then. So, let's switch this over to the Amprex. This, I'll just have as a laser beam as a backup. That, set to heals. Yeah, it is. That'll do just fine. Let's do this. Feels like I need casting speed for wildlife. So yeah, I was thinking along that line I might want to do that. That's just a default protection in there. Let me quickly have a look here. Any way I can fit that in, really? No, not really. I kind of need all of that lot. So that would be a suggestion for an Archon Shard, which I'm going to do. I'm going to add in an Archon Shard. Why not? I've got 3 Tau Forged Ambers lying around. I might as well throw one in here. There we go. Jonas is saying, did my first Lich a few weeks ago, barely got them down, improve my loadout. Hopefully next time will be more one-sided. All best on that. If you do have difficulty killing Cube Liches, this goes to everyone. I do have a guide for exactly that over on my YouTube channel, so definitely check that out over there. If you are struggling with Cube Liches, I got you covered. I already got you covered. Right, let's take this to my favourite demonstration ground. Let's head on over to Dracoceres. On the Steel Path, of course. On the Steel Path. I think the UI truncates, F-King. I think the UI truncates, but I can't be certain on that for you.
Use all that you have learned.
Alright, let's get this cracking.
They have just shut down all systems.
Where is it going to send us?
Sending
This way,
life
cool.
support capsules your way.
Now, the scary bit is getting this started. When you have no energy, no health orb bonuses. Yep, there it is. That is the scary bit. It's trying to get it started. That is where the operator comes in to give you a little bit of a saving grace. But once we start stacking on the arcane, once we start having those very necessary health orbs, then it starts to work. Only then. Also, you can bash the guys around which have been lifted by one alive, and that's funny to me. Oh, I miscalculated that. There we go. So what happens is that if they die from you deactivating Well of Life, then because of the augment, they drop a bunch of health and energy orbs. Or a bunch of health orbs and then an energy orb. So that helps with the sustain of this. The health orbs, what that serves to do is to also work on Arcane Blessing, which will give me extra health buffer. And you can see I'm being shot at quite a bit now. Look how my health is handling here. Look how my health is actually keeping up. So once I've got the tank starting to build in, once I've got that initial resistance, I suddenly become very strong. Can you still use silence? I am using silence. So I get to enjoy basically Banshee's entire kit because you wouldn't be using her fourth here, let's be very honest. Now her fourth is in a bad spot overall. And I haven't... Yeah, I've got max stacks actually. I've got max stacks on the Arcane, so I can stop killing them early. I can just keep them around as a healing and status field, a state protection field. So I've got total armor strip on my 1. I have ability suppression on my 3. I have damage bonus on my 2. And I have healing on my 4. Oh. Okay, the ability suppression was off briefly there. All told, this makes for a pretty spicy combination. The only difficulty is getting it started in the first place. That's the only difficulty to set up. Why do I not have any stacks on my Arcane? Have I brought the wrong Arcane on my Amprex? I have. It's got Dexterity on it. Okay, I'll just get a few Glaive kills. Because Glaive is OP. There we go. That's a little bit better for damage. I was wondering. I could just strip the armor in quite a range and then just keep going. This setup seems resilient to violence. It is, so long as you get the silence on him. If he gets the silence on you, you are a little bit screwed. Although you do still have a lot of natural tank, which does count for quite a bit. As you can see, that's a pretty nice range on that armor strip, and it is stupidly cheap to cast. And of course, you're just pouring out energy as well. The more energy that you need, the more you generate. To an extent. Arcane Energize is doing some work. Like, a lot of work. But yeah, a health tanking Banshee actually exists. Equilibrium would not be the pick here, no. So the reason not to go for Equilibrium is because the mod space on this is really tight to be able to make use of all of these different, what's it, augments at the same time? Ow, 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 okay, that's bad, bollocks. Okay, that was a bit of a problem. That was a little bit of a problem. Flitting between explaining and playing at the same time. I didn't watch my timers. The one downside of streaming is you're not paying attention to the game, which is a fucking pain in the ass when you're doing a build this inflexible. It isn't the easiest to use. It is still Banshee. So when your stuff goes offline, you die.
When you need it,
You do have to pay attention to what the fuck is happening. Duration shards would be great on this to make it all last longer. Make silence last longer, to make Well of Life especially last longer. But having all those augments in there just allows so much to happen at once. You don't need this sonar augment, you can ditch that one. That's more of a benefit overall, just an extra. You don't need to use it. Oh, these guys are dying a little bit too quickly at the moment. There we go. Nope, they died again. Stop dying when I'm trying to use you for life. Counterpoint, why not just slap Gloom on instead of World Life? Because Gloom does not generate health orbs. So then you won't have the health buffer. You will be crowd control tanking more than you would be health tanking. You'll notice my Banshee has 1,500 health. Your Gloom build does not have that. Panzer can do that? Okay, yes. If you want to use the literal meta of Panzer Gloom, which has been around since the dawn of Panzer Gloom, then sure, go right the fuck ahead. Nothing is new about that. No one cares about Panzer Gloom. Everyone who is above MR15 has heard of Panzer Gloom. This is meant to be something different. Like, yes, we know. You know, I know, everyone in this chat knows. The 2 people in this chat who didn't already know that are going, oh, that's a thing. Everyone else already knew. That's why this is not that. Because, Jesus Christ, if I just put out another Gloom video, I would off myself. Let alone be cancelled by everyone else going on board of this. Now again, chatting too much, I've not optimized where I'm standing. I'm running out of life support because there's more demonstration than hard focusing on it. It is a tight build. But yeah. This is a way... Now, you don't just have to use this on Banshee. This works on everyone in terms of the actual tank, because it is Well of Life, Arcane Blessing, health conversion. That's the tank. So you can indeed use that on everyone. Oops, science ran out. It does mean you can't use silence on those others, because you'd be using Wild Life. With the exception of Trinity. But then Trinity is already a tank, so kind of a moot point. The overall point is that you can genuinely health tank just off Banshee herself. With a subsumed ability. This is a no companion survival. I could literally just get rid of carrier triangle every time. So long as I remember to keep activating my healing zone. I mean, Snake Raider, you only play Euros. That's slightly different. Slight difference from everyone else there. Oop, I let that run out. And I do not have the status immunity. There we go. Healing back up. Healing back up after that mistake. Keeping everything running and reading chat is very, 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 very difficult. Not gonna lie. It takes me more than a couple of seconds to read and understand what the hell you guys are posting, and then I die. Hey, Torment has no armor? That's a thing. Reactivate silence, re-up the protective zone, and continue to kill Torment. If I had a weapon more designed for killing the Acolytes, obviously they'd die a lot faster. The Amperex is again demonstrative more than anything. You can just wipe the armor and then delete an entire group of Grineer. Doesn't work as well against the Acolytes for very obvious reasons. And if they're not obvious to you, well, watch a guide. That should become a lot more obvious. Or play the Steel Path like once. I'd like to think I've made my point and demonstration here. A health tanking Banshee is indeed a possibility. It takes a bit of setup, it takes a lot of managing, but you can indeed health tank a Banshee. Which I thought was pretty nifty. I think that's pretty nifty. Also, it's not limited to just Panzer. Yes, you can use it with any companion. You can use it with no companion. I would recommend having one, but you could just go straight up no companion on this. It would still work.
Very good.
Are you a psycho for farming and selling Lich's sisters, having an absolute blast whilst doing it? Why would that make... You know that doesn't make you a psycho. Or Warframe. Welcome into the Twitch stream, but... Yeah, that's just gameplay. How would that make you a psycho, just playing the game? What's the difference between the Vault Profilers? The different mods they can use. That's the difference between them, so... We've got here the... what do we call it? Oh, does it say which ones they are? It doesn't want to tell me which ones they are, does it? Actually, it would, but it's vanishing. Panzer, Crescent, Sly. There we are. So it comes down to the mods, Jock. Actually, the easiest way to do this is just going to be bringing it up through the mod system, isn't it? So if I go Vulp... here we are. So they all have their devolutions. So the Crescent Devolution, when it goes into its larval form, it devolves into its larval form and it charges at enemies, dealing puncture damage, which is no one cares. Slide Evolution increases its master's evasion by 5%. That'll go up probably to 20% when fully ranked for a few seconds when they kill an enemy. So you get a little bit of evasion from damage. Panzer, on the other hand, just keeps on putting out viral, which is why everyone and their dog goes, "Oh my god, Panzer, Panzer, Panzer! Everyone talk about Panzer because it's the only companion that exists in the game, didn't you know, Panzer?" It honestly does my head in, because every time I talk about anything that does not involve this, and this could be used in some way, someone has to just drop their pants and shit on the floor over it. That's how it seems every time someone goes off on one about Panzer. Because if you don't mention everyone's favourite immortal companion, you're a terrible creator. It's genuinely how it comes across to me. And if you think, oh, you're not one of those people, if you want to be that person but you're not one of those people, you are. Hate to break it to y'all. Hate to break it to ya. When you start screaming at someone, and it doesn't have to be in all caps to be screaming, just a very negative tone. That's all it takes on it. I am smarter than you, I know better. How could you possibly forget Panzer? Yeah. You're still one of them. It was just the same pre-Vault Profilers when people treated Smeeta like the only companion that existed. And it'll be the same whenever the next thing is meta. Anyway, that is the difference between the Vault Profilers, is the mods they have available. You've also got then 2 other mods per each. So you've got some general mods, and then you've got 1 other mod each. So Crescent Charge. Charges an enemy, deals again more puncture damage. The Crescent is honestly terrible. It's all about this puncture, which no one cares about. And then lifts them for a little bit. The Sly... Yeah, it's got Survival Instinct. Increases Master's Evasion again for a little bit. So Sly is all about the evasion. And then Panzer has further viral quills. So lots of viral, lots of evasion, or lots of puncture. You can see why Crescent kind of gets ignored. If someone says Panzer behind, go straight to the tank. I mean, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. That is absolutely fair. Is pet mod order the same as Sentinels? Yes, Daitai. All pets follow the same process of the top left of the modding on it comes up first. So whatever you put of these Penjaga symbols, these precept symbols, whatever you put top left and in the top row, has priority over whatever you have in the right or bottom right. Which is why my carrier, for example, has looter right here. So the looter activates as often as possible. As soon as carrier sees a crate in range and this is off cooldown, it'll cast it. Whereas if I had assault mode up here, then looter will wait until carrier is not actively shooting to then trigger most of the time. So having a mod slot, the important stuff at the top left is very important. Hello there, bro. Thanks. Hey, Ken, a huge fan of your YouTube videos. Very informative. I'm glad I was able to catch stream. Welcome on, my dude. Glad you enjoy here. Or glad you enjoy the videos enough to come over to here, I should say. Welcome on in. Alright, well, that is the Health Tank Banshee. So I did say out on Discord, I wanted to talk further about the Talforge process, the Archon shards and whatnot as well. I'll be quite honest, I've seen a lot of negativity on the video I put out about the update. And I can understand part of it. It's more than I expected, though. Quite a bit more. Let me just shuffle my screen around a little bit here. Do I have that set the correct way? Yes, I do. Good, I can bring this over. Without flashbanging anyone. So we'll just keep Lavos flexing in the background for a bit. It'll be fine. I want to bring up, like, the sheer amount of comments here. There are 131 comments on this video now. That is a lot of comments for the amount of views that it has. Also, we just hit 66k subscribers on YouTube. Hey! That's awesome. Literally just this moment hits it. Let me get this from the top. Let's take this from the top. Sort it by top comments. Aside from the ones which are just really, really happy. One person here says, honestly, they should just make the pity system be shard color specific to pretend this, frankly, and I quote, degenerate gameplay bypass. I didn't realize that paying attention to drop rates and picking what was best for you was considered degenerate, but okay. Thanks. Doing maths is now degenerate. Okay. Next top level. While I don't like this approach to the pity system, which requires players to strategize around purposely skipping hunts, it's nice to we'll get one. Let's see. Skipping over just joke comments or comments on myself. Would be nice if they applied this to legendary cores too. Yeah, that's never happening. No, Samantha, that's not happening. Okay, a lot of the comments. Maybe I've misjudged this. Maybe I've misjudged on this. Here we are. Next person say, I really hope that the pity is per Archon, not across the board. So, losing on Boreal has no effect on Ammar. Woodskill saying, I really don't like the system. If every colour up individually, it would be perfect. Okay, they're basically saying do it individually, but they also don't know how to phrase a sentence perfectly. That's fine. They had all the time in the world to type it. It's a rush. We all know this. Again, Lewis Malcolm is saying, while I'm glad that they are adding some sort of pity system, I'm not super thrilled about being incentivized to game out getting particular shards by literally not playing certain weeks. I get it. I get it. Paraprox saying, why would anyone skip a hunt? An Archon shard is an Archon shard. If you don't get what you want the very moment you want, it is part of fun and RNG in your opinion. I mean, Paraprox, I get it. You're like, but you can still get a shard. But the point is the difference between the shards is significant. The point is the difference is very significant. Because you've got 5 Archon shard slots. I've already filled up all of these on here. But like, if I wanted to hit, for example, a 30% extra strength threshold, doesn't matter why, how, what's going on that requires extra 30%, to get that build into that perfect spot needs that 30% threshold. Well, then you're going to need 2 Talforge Crimson or 3 normal Crimson. And if you're going for 3 normal Crimson, you've lost an entire extra slot. You've lost that entire extra slot. So some people want to get that Talforged. And if you leave it to pure RNG, certainly previously, but still in the system that DE proposed, if you leave it to pure RNG, you're going to get fewer of those Talforged shards. As I demonstrated, as I talked about in the video, as you can see on the graph, there are still going to be those who will end up without the Talforge they are looking for. And that will affect the builds. Those will affect the builds. So while Talforged isn't necessary for the game, newsflash, most of everything isn't necessary for the game. If we want to talk about necessary, this goes out to absolutely everyone who gets in their head that It's not needed is in any way an appropriate argument. In any way appropriate. Let's look at the Steel Path, shall we? Let's look at the Steel Path. What does the Steel Path give you? The Steel Path gives you access to the same missions you already did. So all the rewards you get from the base mission already existed. So that's a non-starter. What does the Steel Path give you uniquely? Well, you get a resource drop chance at the point you are already smashing through the star chart. Or smashed through the star chart. You're going to be killing the enemies slower there, unless you have max out builds. And if you have max out builds, what do you need the resources for? You can get the mod drop chance boost as well, so you get a bit more endo. Cool. But you need the endo in the first place to have the power to deal with the Steel Path on a level that makes sense. So again, only if you are going full gung-ho on it. You have the Steel Essence, which unlocks amazing things, such as the ability to deal yet more damage because you're on the Steel Path where you need to deal more damage. Yeah, that doesn't quite work out either. You can also get Umbra Former to help optimize those builds for that. Oh wait, we're optimizing builds. Right, we're talking about optimizing. Not necessary, but optimizing. It all comes back down to the same thing. The Steel Path in its entirety is completely unnecessary. I'm not even talking about, Snake Raider's mentioning that you don't need to play video games. That's being facetious at that point. That's being reductive and unhelpful about the argument. Not saying that about you, Snake Raider, but the actual argument itself there is unhelpful. Within the confines of playing Warframe, within the confines of making progress through Warframe, you do not need the Steel Path for anything in Warframe aside from the Steel Path itself. The Steel Path empowers the Steel Path. So there is an entire section of the game that doesn't matter. People make it matter. People want to complete the Steel Path. If I put out builds which just work the star chart and then fall off immediately after, people will call them trash builds. Even if those builds got all the way up to level 100 and then fell off, people would call them trash builds. Only if they work for the Steel Path do people actually go, wait, okay, now it's a nice build. And by people, I do mean, by and large, the general community, because that is what the game is designed around, is what the general community is going to be engaging with. It's not made for the specific circumstances of someone who's not completed the War Within and intentionally avoids the War Within, or someone who decides that the only way to play the game is to use a max EHP Valkyrie for everything. Yes, I'm referencing actual members of this community. So, with respect to that, anyone who tries to argue, well, the Talforge shards and just shards in general are completely unnecessary, they're just optional extras, they're missing the bit of the game where near enough everything is an optional extra already. You can cleave through the star chart, probably with an unmodded Fenmore, or very minimally modded Fenmore. You could whack through everything actually just by throwing on Eurydice Aqua Blades and calling it a day with Limbo in pretty much the entire star chart. There'll be little bits left over. Disruption might be a bit of a pain. Some of the bosses will get in your way a bit. But all of that was completely doable before the Galvanized mods, before the Steel Path Arcanes, before Archon Shards, frankly before some of the mods we use day to day like Hunter Munitions existed. Knowing the star chart is optional? Depends on your definition of optional. If you want to access and be able to construct Grendel, or Grendel at the very least, is there others after that? Do you need to complete the star chart for others? I think technically you could consider Gyre as star chart completion required. But definitely Grendel, so depending on your definition of optional, again within Warframe, because it reaches a limit where you say, well, it's optional to even exist. The point is that anyone who tries to dismiss the whole Archon Shard situation and Talforge having a 50% higher bonus as, well, they're only optional, is not intending to have a discussion, they're intending to win. They're intending to win the argument as to, don't worry about it guys, I know from my superior perspective that these things aren't worth the time and energy you're putting into asking for fairness. Just deal with what you've got. I don't need it, so you should be happy with not having it. Frankly, that's how it comes across, because it's not trying to see any other perspective, including the people who are trying to make builds work with these options given out to other players. If someone wants to try and create a specific build, that specific build requires 3 Talforged Crimson Shards, or whichever Talforged. Someone else has those, they don't. Why not? Did they not play the game hard enough? Did they use the wrong build? Were they inefficient? Are they not high enough level? No, it's because the game said no. And that's where people get... well, that's where people have the issue. Myself included. The Talforge system that DE have demonstrated is a massive improvement. It is a massive improvement. Make no mistake, going from pure 20% RNG to a system of pity where not only do you get an enhanced chance if you didn't get the shards before, but the average is now double where it was before. That is an incredible improvement. It is absolutely incredible improvement in giving that out there. There is still RNG attached to it. Some people will have more than others. And there is RNG on the individual colours, meaning that someone who wants a specific Talforged is going to want to find a way to target that one down. And I do agree with the comments overall that I would rather the system be fairer. Give us a way to work towards improving a shard to catch up with others, or give it us equally. I still maintain that will be the preferred approach, because in all the rest of the game, you can get around the bad RNG. In almost all the rest of the game, if you get bad Rivens, if you keep on opening them up and they're all just trash to you, you can trade with someone. You can trade away the Rivens you don't want and purchase the ones you do want. Same with mods. If you are not getting the endo drops you're looking for, endo even isn't that much of an issue. It's pretty metered in its farm, but if you're struggling with that, you can go ahead and trade with people for sculptures or for fully ranked up mods. You can trade with people for Platinum overall, which unlocks the ability to purchase Warframes outright. If you're having trouble with the farm, if you're getting bad RNG in the farm, or if you don't even want to start on it because you look at it and go, no. Prime parts, all prime parts are tradable. That's another way around. Formers, you can get the Formers of Platinum, you can farm the Platinum, or you can get the blueprints and work your way through it. Pretty much everything in this game has some means of pity system to it, mostly handled by trading. Archon Shards don't have that. Archon Shards don't have that. Black Sheep asking, is there a reason to max the Entrati Syndicate right now? Yes, there are a couple reasons. Cedo is one of them. It's tradable, but if you want to get it for yourself, that'll be one of them. The other is the Invigorations here. Imagine giving your Warframe 1000 extra health and 250% extra primary damage without using a mod slot. That would be a reason to get rank 5 of the Entrati, I would say, Black Sheep. Alternatively, you can get extra melee damage in your own presets, or ability duration, immunity to status effects, or something else entirely. These could be various. So yeah, to get the Helmet Invigoration segment, Black Sheep, that's what you want to go for. Yes, the Invigorations are probably the only thing then. That's the only thing I can remember off the top of my head. You can always check around the vendors to see what they offer at rank 5, you know, what's locked from you at the moment. But I think those are going to be the big ones. Yes, Mythic, there are people arguing against the update, saying that it's not fair enough. And then there are a few people saying, oh, I don't know why they're adding pity system to Warframe. This is terrible design. Let me bring this up. Hold up one sec. Let me see if I can find some of these other ones. I search here. Let me see if I can find some of these. I mean, one comment, I still hate the fact we need a pity system for this. I wish we only had Talforged Shards. Not quite landing the mark. Again, I go back to the original expectation that DE, if they wanted everyone to have Talforged up front, would have given us Talforged up front. Although that said, honestly, the whole Talforged process, they could have held that back and just seen how we handled the shards originally, to be honest with you. They could have just not released Talforged, and none of this argument would have even happened. Which makes this a very first world problem, as it were, despite the first, second, and third world nature of the game. But still, why add unfairness for the sake of it, you know? Why add it for the sake of it? As one person points out, the proposed system creates a situation where a player will be genuinely angry that they got an Azure Blue Talforge without any pity bonus, or even with any pity bonus for that matter, because it means they won't have the bonus going into the next week for the stuff they actually want to start building for. And that's a very salient point right there. That is a very salient point. If you go into a mission, if you go into an Archon Hunt under the new system, and it turns out to be Boreal, you go in, whether you got 20%, 40%, 60%, you chose, I'll risk it. Even on the 20s and 40s, you go in, you get Talforged. Cool, hey, you got Talforged. But it's the Azure one. And sure, that is good. It's got its place. But that is then strictly taking away from the other shards, and that's going to hurt people. Because there's nothing you can do about it. If you skip the hunt, then you haven't got the chance to go up either. So if you're on flat 20%, then you're still just on a flat 20%. But that takes it away from the other two. And just to remind you of the options, I'm going to have to get a different frame to remind everyone of the options there. The options on the Azure are worse, unfortunately. Now, there is the other solution, as Raptor has just touched onto there, of making the Azures more worthwhile, actually. And I would prefer that as a fix, quite frankly. Just make the Azures better. Make the Azures better. Thactrix saying, hey, Kenjineer, I've only been playing since August. I'm looking for the blueprint for Vichka. I know you can buy Nihil's Oblet, but is that the key, or I need the key separate? I believe... Check the wiki on that one. I can't remember if you need the Obulet and the key to enter, or if it's just the Obulet. So, check the wiki on that one. Don't actually know off the top of my head on that one, sorry, Patrick. Just a quick reminder on the options here. Crimsons can give you more damage on your melee, more damage on your secondary, potentially more damage on your primary, or better primary as a status primer. It can give you literally stronger frames and longer lasting frames. In some cases, that even makes them stronger as well, like for example with Gauss. With the Ambers, you can replace the preparation mod, you can get into a mission with the energy you need straight away, you can heal better, you can gain energy better, you can cast faster, or you can move faster. Those are big stuff. But then with the Azures, plus health is kind of crap. It's kind of crap. Is Seated Standing worth getting to rank 5? Yes, I believe that's what you need to get the best Azure parts, so I'd say yes, Super Mode. Health is pretty... It's pretty pants. It's pretty pants. Shield capacity, ultra pants. Shield is not in a good spot in Warframe at the moment, so this is ultra pants. Energy max, the one good thing. Armor, passable at best. I'll be quite honest with you, I know I pointed out the HP calculations and how you can use health and armor and min-maxing to get most EHP, and how armor will be the better choice if you are health tanking, but pretty much every health tank already has the armor shards, has the armor values, so plus 150 isn't really that amazing. And then plus health regen. I mean, it's cool, but you don't need more than one shard, because if you're taking that much health damage, you're probably screwed, or you're a health tank. So this shard is kind of one and done. I'm generalizing there, because with the others I can so easily generalize and be accurate about their use cases. So the fact that the niche one is painfully niche kind of sells how niche it is. So it would be nice to see those shards, the Azure shards, be more desirable, quite frankly. But all of this comes back to the fact that DE decided from the off to create a Talforge system where it's 50% better, And that's not a small amount. That's not a little bit of a bonus. 50% better. Straight up 50% better. But then said only some people are going to have that. Like, if you opened up your build and you're like, oh yeah, I've got Intensify. Oh, I've just got normal Intensify. Where'd you get Primed Intensify? And I go, oh, you didn't get Primed Intensify. Oh, sorry, mate. You're just going to have to try again in 3 weeks. Wait, what do you mean try again? What, 3 weeks? But you got it, and we were in the same mission. Yeah, but, you know, that's how it goes. And if that sounds ridiculous to you, that's because it is, because that's the difference. Between 3 normal shards and 3 Tau Forged is the difference between Intensify and a primed one of 45%. DE created this issue, unfortunately. They opened up Pandora's box with the whole Tau Forged shard system. And I don't recall suggesting that a pity that just stacks 20% is the ideal solution, to be honest. I don't remember that. Zynga saying, oh, here we are, losing that. Maybe a system for breaking a Tau Forge into 3 splinters, each allowing you to add a cumulative 20% to your next Archon Hunt percentage. So you take a Tau Forge, turn it normal to make the next hunt Tau Forge. I feel like we're adding steps to fix an issue they created when they could probably fix the issue, you know? Yeah. And there's a million solutions. Let's be honest now. There are, excuse me, a million different solutions. The primary solution was to have never created Tau Forge shards. Unfortunately, we can't undo that. They can't just go back in time and not release the Tau Forge shards. I do wonder what exactly was the idea there. Like, what it created? A sense of achievement for doing the exact same thing? You know? Or if they just looked at how there's RNG all over the Warframe and went, yep, that's the way to do it. Forgetting that all other RNG in this game either is repeatable or is tradable. And if it's repeatable pretty much on your own time. There are certain limits here or there, but it's pretty much on your own time. And even the ones which are the most repeatable, people still have issue with, like farming for Protea, or trying to get that prime part from a Radiant Axie Relic. FOMO to make players come back at least once a week. I mean, that'll be for making something weekly, Nick Daniels. I get where you're coming from. But that's to get people to come back weekly, to then have a further upgrade above it. It comes across as a little bit too... I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say naive about the desires and wants of the player base. About how fair things don't have to be. But there is that little voice at the back that says, but what if it's malicious? And I don't want to put that by DE. I don't want to. Because I've seen a lot of what they do overall, and it doesn't feel that way. The way they handle Platinum in this game, the way they handle their slots, the way they handle the fact you can unlock every single Warframe for free. Completely for free. Minus the slot issue. This game does not feel like pretty much any other free-to-play game that is a constant live service game. It doesn't. What does 2035 do? Click it just the once and read what it says. That's what it does mean. So, I wouldn't attribute any of this to malice when it comes to Tau Forge shards. It does strike me as a failed design. It does just strike me as a failed design. But it is a design that is now in the game. It's a design that possibly the worst answer would be to remove the Tau Forge. But at the same time, I highly doubt they're going to just upgrade everything to Tau Forge and be done with it. So they've kind of painted themselves into a corner here. They have kind of painted themselves into a corner, and by addressing it with this pity system, which kind of unintentionally gets people to... I say kind of unintentionally, I don't know for a fact, I haven't spoken to any of them about it, I can't, but the fact that it kind of encourages people to find ways to skip hunts, to push the RNG the way they want, and then because partly the shards do different things, and people want one over the other, and partly because the shard's overall power level is imbalanced, is just... yeah. I mean, I want to put a poll on this. I'm gonna put 4 options out there. What would you pick? And I'm going to give very specific options. There isn't going to be a none of the above option, because I want to force you to make a decision. So, which would you pick? Remove Tau Forged? Make all Tau Forged? Would you use the plus 20% pity system, which is the one that DE proposed? Or would you go for external upgrade system? So by that I mean some way to upgrade a normal shard to a Tau Forged after having received it from a hunt. I'm going to give you guys a minute on that poll. There. Which would you pick? And it is intentionally just those 4 options. If you think you have a better system, tough. I've not put that into the poll. These are the only 4 I'm giving you to pick from. These are the only 4 I'm going to give you to pick from there to force you to make a decision. And if you don't want to make a decision, don't vote. That's Oswald. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Saying, let's be honest, D does this all the time with every new concept they try, like the Plains of Eidolon or Railjack. Need to wait for them to fix or at least make it bearable. I think that's overly harsh. I do think that's overly harsh, considering the amount they put out that we have been happy with. The brilliant reception for some frames that have come out. I mean, I've absolutely loved Lavos. He's had little tweaks here or there, but pretty much is what he was on release, and I love using him. They can do some things good off the bat. Void Flood is a good mode. Disruption is a good mode. Running PD system was great. Yeah, it's a long farm is Varuna's farm. Don't get me wrong on that one, it's a long farm. But at least there's an end in sight to it at all points. Yeah, absolutely. Bismuth saying they already have a Valence Fusion system in place. Why not reuse it for the shards? So, I find myself in 2 worlds on that one. Also, polls come through. Vast majority, everyone, 69%, nice, would rather the external upgrade system rather than all the other options. 22% would want all to be Tau Forged. 1 person said just remove the Tau Forged. And 4 of you said use the system D proposed. I mean, it kind of stands on itself there that over 8 times as many of you voted for external upgrade system rather than the system D proposed. That does say a bit. But with the whole Valence Fusion and combining shards, I argued against it originally. And to a limit, I still stick with that. Because of the way that we get the shards. I mean, frankly, the Valence Fusion in itself still feels a bit rough, but at least you can run it and run it and run it and run it and run it. If you don't get the Lich you want, you can go in and do it again. You can continue playing. That's the nature of an RNG loot game. I acknowledge that. Archon shards are limited. Archon shards are straight up, yeah, get this for the week and that's it, you're done. 1 from the Archon hunt, 1 from Veilbreak quest, or Kyle mission, whatever you want to call it. 2 shards a week, that's it. And it is only these 2 specific colours you get, nothing else. That's what the week has to offer you. It's because of that week-long lock split across 3 colours, so effectively a 3-week lock per colour, that I am so against turning 2 or more shards into 1 Tower Forged. Because of the amount of additional time it is saying you need to throw that away where someone else didn't. I am aware of the fact that I am gathering shards, as it were. You'll notice there is a number here. Part of that is because of their other problematic choice, which was to say, oh yeah, sure, you can add a shard for free, but if you want to take it off and put it elsewhere and try out different builds, that's 50% bile. Pay up, please. I did that earlier. If I go to feeding, bile here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different resources I've used today to remove some Archon shards. So if I was going to feed these again, these are now half as effective, and there'll be half again after that. Some of these other resources are a pain to get a hold of. Diluted Thermia? Good lord. Cryotic, 3,000 of it. This I can't even use, because I just haven't got enough. So, well, we got the Javelot capacitors now, might as well throw that in whilst we're here, actually. That was another strange choice, and makes me reluctant to want to actually put shards into things, because moving them around will cost me so many resources. So it's an odd one. It really is an odd one. As I'm saying, removing towels would make people mad. Sometimes I do wish D would just tell the community to piss off. I mean, again, that's a tough one to call, because when you are in a position of being able to call the shots, one of the last things you want to do is just call the shot. Like, for example, I could just decide whatever game is going to be on stream on Fridays, because I always do not Warframe on Fridays. I can tell you that is not a good idea. Both for me, with the Friday streams, but more importantly for DE and any game company. That is not a good idea, because that runs under the assumption that you know best at all times. DE do know better than the vast majority of the player base, if not the entire player base, but only in a broad sense. So just wafting away the community going, nope, we're doing this, is a very risky play to make. And I can appreciate they don't want to do that all that often, for things certainly quite so contentious. Certainly for things quite so contentious. By and large, the biggest issue for me is creating a system that is so heavily time-gated, weeks and weeks, to get to that point. Nothing you can do to speed it up. And then going, no. I want you to imagine, let's throw this just as a complete off the wall here. Imagine for a moment that you've got the daily logins, those primed mods you get at, what is it, day 400? I think it's 2, 4, 6, and 9, isn't it? But day 400 is the important one here. Imagine you get to that point there, day 400, but instead of you choosing between 3 mods, it chose for you. And if you didn't get the one you wanted, you have to wait to day 600. Now imagine that, chat. Imagine if that was the process you experienced. Didn't get what you wanted day 400? Oh well. Sorry about that. Come back in 200 days. Would anyone be on board with that? I assume one person would be. That one person, please go outside and touch grass. Imagine how annoying people would be if the weapons are random. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you couldn't choose, do you get the Zenith or Zenith Star, it just gives you one of them. And if you didn't get the right one, tough, you don't have the Zenith for the gameplay you want to engage in. Deal with it. I mean, Grim Advance, at that point, there isn't a prime show footed around. Unless you're meaning some people didn't get the primed, but that's an extension of the same point. When something is time-gated, certainly to such an extent, when it's time-gated far beyond just a single day even. Even a single day is, you know, you don't want to put too much behind that. But more than a day, weeks on end, that's At that point, why does it need to be RNG? What is someone not doing already that it needs to be locked up? It just strikes me as odd that they would go down that route whatsoever. And the fix to it that they proposed, it's a massive bonus all round, it is, but it does still leave it up to chance, and there are going to be people burned by that chance. Pure and simple, there are going to be people burned by that chance. And the only argument that I've come across, for leaving it to chance is, one, this is an RNG game, deal with it. Or two, well, you don't need it anyway. It's like... Oh, there it is! There it is! Hey, Youngster, thank you very much for jumping in to prove my point. I quote, it's not needed to beat the game, it's a bonus. Aww. I can tell you joined the stream within the last, 15 minutes or so, because I actually explained why that is a problematic and frankly pointless defeatist argument. Almost to the point of insulting to everyone who has an issue. But allow me to explain for you. The entire steel path is not needed to beat the game. It's a bonus. You can tell I've never played an MMO before. I've actually probably put more hours into RuneScape than I have into Warframe. I was, in fact, a moderator on RuneScape for a couple of years, and I played EVE Online after that. I played that for about as many hours as I have played Warframe as well, if not more on that too. And I've been all over the place on that. I have put so many hours into MMOs. I've probably put more hours into MMOs than you've paid attention at school, and I also did the paying attention at school bit. So, nice try, but no. No, probably not. Did I have RNG? The fact you don't even know the answer to your own question tells me you don't know. So it's pointless. Steel path is completely pointless. You can skip the entire steel path. You don't need to touch it. All of the mission rewards are the same. All you get there is steel essence. It's steel essence, by and large, just points you towards yet more power that you don't need, because you only need that if you're dealing with the steel path level stuff. You can just skip it. Alright, well, that's a ban. So moving on from that person there, and this explains my point perfectly. That's the kind of person that makes the argument of, no, it's just a bonus, you don't need it. They then just decide to start throwing names around. That's someone we don't want back on the stream. Easy peasy, really. EVE Online, how's my experience with that game? It's changed a lot since I stopped playing it, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I'm too happy with the changes overall. That said, there is someone on the Discord, so if you want to speak to someone who does play the game actively, that is Quintus, one of the moderators on my Discord. He is actively playing EVE Online, so if you wanted to get an up-to-date review on it, he'd actually be the better guy to speak to. He'd actually be the better guy to speak to on that one. He knows where it's at right now. You know, so quickly, yeah, I'm not in the business of suffering fools, quite frankly. If someone wants to not argue in good faith, then go away. Rule 1 on this stream is rule 1. I literally make the rules, so I will enforce them. I mean, Trooper, there is that aspect, but EVE's always been an extremely harsh game. EVE's actually gotten gentler. It has the security system in place, safety system in place, to prevent you from accidentally just getting yourself concorded, things to that effect. It has had a change to the way that various jumps can be applied. I think Cyno's now limited to certain ships. That reduces the risk of just getting jumped by literally any ship whatsoever. Just to name a couple off the top of my head there. Mining ships have been made safer in various ways. Wormholes, I think, were given less randomness to them as well. Loads of stuff. But sure, yeah, EVE is not a handhold game like Warframe is. Absolutely not. No, I understand, Tom. You're not crazy. You're absolutely not crazy with wanting, or at least wishing that D would take some community demands and just drop them in the bin. Unfortunate problem with that is where that leaves us overall. Just to make a point on that is that DE did introduce the Talforge system originally. That was their creation without community input. And if they just stopped it there, then we'd still be in the same boat that we're in, well, right this second, prior to any changes they're making thereafter. So, I mean, it's a bit of a mixed bag, Zom. It's a bit of a mixed bag. I see you're doing Eve with Triglavian Space Hunts. Fair do. I never really engaged much with the Triglavian stuff. That came out after I stopped properly playing the game, so I don't really have that much on it. Grandpa's saying my Lich is being a mega pain of nothing left on Earth except defense excavation. Still hasn't spawned. Really? Yikes. Alright, Grumpy Pants, bring me into your squad. Let me help you out, my dude. You're having trouble getting your Lich to spawn. Let me help you out on that. Let's take your Lich and just smack his face in so we can stop messing you around and we can get on to sorting you out as well, shall we? How do I feel about how DE is approaching cross-play / cross-save? I mean, do you have a specific question on that? Because, like, there is cross-play and there isn't cross-save. And those are just kind of functions, their approach to it. I don't really understand the question. Sorry. Measure as well, you have enough bound Lich? Yeah, as soon as I get the invite. It's all good, he was listening, he spawned as soon as I complained. Well, there you go, Crumpy Pants. The best way to get something is to complain. But she to do first, would it be better if the initial Shard release had the pity system? It would be better. That absolutely would be better. If anything, it probably wouldn't have even been a conversation, because at that point we'd be deliberating between some people are unlucky and don't get as much to current system where some people, lots of people, actually just get sweet F all. Which is kind of the deal. How many weeks have we had Archon hunts now? It's like around about 20-ish weeks. I don't think we've got to 24, but I've genuinely lost track. Genuinely lost track. But let's say 20. 21. 21 because it's multiple of 3. Gives a hunts. A nice working there. At 80% drop and 21 hunts, you would have a 0.92% chance of no Talforge by this point. 0.92%. That is a low chance. That is a low chance, because even opening up, say, this intact relic here, this has a 2% chance of dropping. So 0.92 is a low number. But that is still 9 in 1,000 people. Of the people here in this stream right now, all 184 of you, that would still be 1 or 2 of you, yeah. That would still be 1 or 2 of you. And that is for 0 Talforged since Archon Hunts were released. I'm approximating it's 21 hunts, because I can't remember exactly how many it is. If you then expand that out to the multiple types of shards, if we just look at getting the Crimson, for example, well, that's only 7 hunts. For that, 21% of people to this point, no Crimson, no Crimson Talforged. 21%. And the same would go then for the Azure, same would go for the Amber. If you wanted a Tau of one of those, 21% of people have just not got one yet. And in fact, out of 21 hunts, well, just divide that by 5, you would expect out of 21 hunts to have 4 Talforged by now. Has it really only been 21? I think it's been 21, yeah, near enough 21. You would expect to have 4 Talforged by now. Do any of my frames have a Talforged on them? Let me quickly check these here. Vara, no. God, I wish there was an easier way to find where your shards are. No. Loki, no. Come on. I know I have at least 1 Tau on someone. Just who? Where is it? Is it on Rhino? No. Is it on Banshee? I've got 1 on Banshee. There we go. And Frost. I've got 1 on Frost. I've got 1 on Banshee, 1 on Frost. And then if we go over to here. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The average by this point is 4 or 5. I have 7. GD 300 MTG. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce it other than just... Oh, sorry, 3000 MTG. My bad. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce it other than just reading it out bit by bit. All the same, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. I really do appreciate that, dude. Welcome into the channel proper. Oh. Enjoy your lovely new blue badge. Your access to the Supporter Lounge on the Discord, your remotes, and your ad-free viewing here on Twitch, of course. So, this just... I'm actually kind of glad, not for being lucky, but just as a point that I am on the lucky side. I have more shards, more Towerforged shards than average. So understand that when I am complaining about the system overall, when I complain about fairness, I complain from a point of privilege. That I have more of them than the average person. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I have 4 Towerforged Ambers. I can nearly have an entirely Towerforged Amber frame. And there are people who have, well, 21% of people who have been trying since release still have none. Yeah, it would have been better if there was a pity system off the start. How do you check what frames are unvaulted? You head on over to Vazia. Because Vazia has the stock of the unvaulted relics. So you'll see which 2 are available there. So head on over to Vazia. It'll probably say on the wiki as well if you look at Vazia. Ron said, don't suppose you'd be willing to help me with Sanctuary Onslaught? Game refuses to give me the Korra blueprint. Yeah, we got time. Send me a message, my dude. Send me a message in game. Let me know who it is. I'll come in and help you get that. That's only Resurgence? Well, Resurgence is unvaulting, yeah. That is the unvaulting system, LU. What shall I bring? Might as well just go with the Mirage approach. It'll be just a moment, since typing on PS4 can take a bit. Fair enough. Even though you can tell me your username here, but yeah, you're already typing. Let's get you the Korra. At least we can give it a try. Give it a try. Just make sure I've got absolutely everything I'm happy with to help out on that. That should do absolutely wonderful. What would you call Brook Prime then if not unvaulted? Well, to be unvaulted, it has to be vaulted first. Brook is one of the just standard primes. The reason I separate those out is the standard primes, all 7 of them, are in standard availability across the entire star chart. Unless you are playing... Well, actually there's no unless anymore. If you are playing on this screen here and you get a relic, then you have got yourself one of the 7 standard frames. Or standard primes. If instead you have got yourself a relic from Railjack, then it's one of the 7 standards or one of the 2 Railjack frames. So that is going to be Valkyr Prime and... Was it Saren Prime? I think it might be Saren Prime. Oh, wrong way. There we are. We're going to go into Sanctuary Onslaught, so if anyone wants to join Ronald and myself in Sanctuary Onslaught, send me a message in game right now. We're going to go on in. Isn't Korra Blueprint bought in the market? Nah. Nah. We go here. Korra, Blueprint. Blueprints for the Korra Warframe and components are hidden in Sanctuary Onslaught missions. Yeah. I refer to them as the standard primes for the ones which are in current rotation and have yet to be vaulted, because their entire acquisition system is so different. Failed to join session. Let me try that again for you there, my dude. Let me try that again. Nah. To call the other frames unvaulted would be to mix up with the ones which have been vaulted, and thus their acquisition systems are entirely different. Entirely different. At that point, it's just confusing. You might as well say the difference between available and unavailable. That would be more accurate. Or farmable and not farmable. Very sorry. You're unfortunately a bit slow on that one there, Gaming Destroyer. Just so you know, you said my Twitch name right. Oh, okay. Well, at least I did get your name right. That's good. Oh, yes, I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. There we go. Gaming Destroyer 3001. That matches in with GD 3000 MTG. Perfect, there we are. Well, thank you for the sub again. Alright, let's do this, shall we? Need to satisfy Samaris' desire in order to get Korra. We will make Samaris happy here. We got a squad of people who know how to smack the enemies around. We're gonna get that piece. Maybe. We'll try. Typically when unvaulting relics, DE doesn't actually make new ones at this point. If that pair of Warframes has been unvaulted before, then that's the same pair that'll be available. The reason DE has to make a specific pair of relics for that group is because those frames didn't go into the vault at the same time. And so the relics they went into the vault with are actually incorrect for what they're trying to do. So they have to make a difference in that regard. Alright, so we need to get some kills going. Once we get some kills going, I'll be able to set more traps. And once we get more traps, I can just destroy everything. Like so. There we go. That's beautiful. Current ones on you. If the pair of available Warframes from the Prime Resurgence is a pair that is newly constructed, then they'll have new relics. I mean, that should be pretty obvious to anyone who's even thought about it for 2 minutes. Because you need those relics to have those 2 frames in, and their associated weapons, and not other things. Such as frames which are actually currently still vaulted. That's the process they've gone through. Samaris remembers I just killed a Samaris target. Samaris will remember that a Warframe did. It wasn't this Warframe. I didn't kill them. No, that was a different Tenno. Look at me. I'm not that one. Definitely not. I'm the one that goes, hey, look at me. There's multiple me's, and then zap everything, and then the multiple me's vanish because this is a short duration frame. It's fine. Different person. What would be the best helmet skill to spam? The one with the easiest materials. That doesn't actually matter, Solarium Storm, for anything. Because if you're spamming Infusion of the ability to gain XP on the helmet, you actually gain XP on the helmet not per ability put in, but you gain it per resource consumed when it comes to putting abilities in. And likewise, you gain per resource, per percentage gained when feeding the helmet. So you can't actually cheese it out. Nice idea. D thought of it. D thought of that one. So yeah, if you want to get the most out of it, actually your best bet is getting the Invigorations. Invigorations give so much XP for the cost. It's brilliant. Your next best is feeding in Warframes, and your next best is then adding on abilities. But feeding Warframes and Invigorations is the top XP gain for the resource cost. Absolutely is. Alright, we're on to round 2. Let's just get a few things dead around here. Yeah, that seems good. Alright. Activate the nukes. We need to get ammo all over the place. Ammo and other pickups. And then things start exploding. How am I doing? 391 kills. Ronald is doing very well. What's Ronald using? Oh, also using Mirage. That'll be it. We're competing. We're competing probably with the same build, which I can respect. I did tell everyone about it, didn't I? Snake, cheers. Wonder if D ever fixes a sonar exploit for Liches and sister fights. Is there an exploit? Or is it just Sonar does a lot of damage and it's a part of the damage attenuation equation? Ronald's using my build. That'll be why. The student has become the master, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald is out-killing me with my own build. You love to see it. Yeah, love to see it. I'm gonna try and catch up. Yeah, it's not so much an exploit as DE's adaptive damage scaling equation just doesn't account for a lot of stuff. It struggles with multi-shot, it struggles or doesn't even account for crit damage, it struggles with bonuses like the Incarnate Evolution bonus, and it struggles with, headshots. Basically encouraging you to do all these kinds of things, but like the whole, hey, we want this fight to last more than a second, kind of doesn't work when you give us the tools to make it last a second, you know? And this is normal Sanctuary Onslaught. Or at least it should be, because that's how we get Cora. Let me see if I can find an enemy that hasn't immediately exploded. Oh, no, they're immediately exploding. This must be normal. We'll see in 20 seconds. Intentional design flaw? I don't know how intentional it is, because they specifically said on stream that they didn't want the Archon hunts to be just instantly blacked. They've said multiple places, actually, that it wasn't their intention for it to be quite so easy. 300 endo, that doesn't actually tell me if this is SO or ESO. 30. This has got to be normal SO. It's got to be. Okay. Enemies here that are alive. Yep, it's normal SO. I saw that guy's level for a millisecond, and that's all I needed to see. Yeah. Level 34. Normal Sanctuary Onslaught. We're fine. We're in the right place. No. Energy Leech. No. Illegal. Do not. How am I doing? Ah, still behind on the kills. It's a combination of things, Bushi, yeah. D have... it's a running theme. D have kind of painted themselves into a corner when it comes to damage scaling in this game. They have kind of painted themselves into a corner. I mean, they had to rejig the entire level system to try and balance things at higher levels, because the Grineer especially, but all enemies overall, were just scaling far too hard beyond level 70. Their health tank and shield tank and armor tank was just too much. So they actively reduced it. If you struggle on the seal path against a Grineer, understand they made that easier a while ago, quite a while ago now. They actively took down how hard it is. And still, we have where we're at. Because you can't create a game where you have plus hundreds of percents of multiplicative stats and also then have those players engage in the same level content that they were doing before those bonuses. See, for example, Live Fishers. I wouldn't know where to begin balancing it without just completely scrapping it. And D seem to have that same kind of struggle. How do you scale things without just telling the players, you must be shooting for 27 seconds to kill this no matter what you're using? How do you scale that? In the end, for Steel Path, get good? Pretty much. That is the good answer and the bad answer at the same time. You have to understand, get good. It's often used negatively and derisively, but it also carries an element of support to it, does the phrase get good. You see, it's not about the game handing it to you. It's not about the game giving you an easy win. It's teaching you that sometimes things do require learning, patience, and skill. It requires you to improve, to meet the challenge head on, and become better for having done so. Improve your builds, improve your playstyle. Don't just sit in one spot without cover and get your face torn off. Don't keep using the same builds you were using against the level 30 enemies on the normal star chart. The phrase get good is reductive, true, it doesn't tell you a lot, but it tells you what you need to hear if you are indeed struggling and think that the game is out to get you. No. You just need to get good. Because once you overcome that challenge, you'll be the better for it. It's shorthand. But it is still a little bit rude. Just unlock Seal Path, are there any frames you'd recommend? For someone who's just unlocked it, Rhino and Revenant are the biggest picks out there because they have the ability to tank on a level that no other Warframe can really meet. Valkyrie is close, but she's limited in how she does it. As in, literally, you are just using her claws. Whereas Rhino and Revenant, they just press a button and don't die. Revenant, I would say, is the better of the two out of Revenant and Rhino, but Rhino has raw buff, so that's a thing. I played a lot of RuneScape. Do you prefer OSRS or RS3? I prefer... I can't actually correctly answer that. Because as much as I enjoyed RS3, and as much as I try to remember the older days of RuneScape, which OSRS is basically derived from, I've not actually played OSRS in its current format, and I won't play it either. I don't intend to. So, to say that I prefer RS3 would be both accurate and inaccurate, as I've not given it the proper chance, but I won't give it the proper chance because I've seen it and I know what RuneScape gameplay is. I don't need to do that twice, thank you. Alright, we're getting there. We are getting there. How's the kills looking? Oh no, I'm still behind, damn it. Ronald, too good. RS3, I will say, is prettier. However, it does also have some more problematic monetization, so take that how you will. Brook is nice attacking if you don't need status resist. Brook is a good frame, although if you're struggling with Steel Path, you probably don't have the builds to make Brook as solid as he should be. Whereas Revenant is a lot easier to do poorly and still be okay with. Brook, I feel, is a little bit more demanding. Not as demanding as, say, trying to use Banshee on Steel Path. Now, that is only for crazy people. Like those who decide to make a Well of Life health tank Banshee. Who would do that? That'd be stupid. But Revenant is easy lazy tank. And once you got lazy tank, you can then focus on the rest. Like using a Nairu operator for armor strip, or building for slash on your weapons, hunting munitions, viral, that approach, whatever you need to do to kill the enemies. Once you can survive, you can then focus on the mission. After that, it's a case of min-maxing, getting your defense as low as you can get away with, and your damage output as high as you can get away with. Output and application. So as I was saying, Steel Path kind of broke the game for me. Min-max my weapon set, so I kill level 200 enemies with the weapon that's supposed to spread status effects. I mean, yeah, that's a bit of a thing, is that optimized builds kind of do some absolutely crazy stuff in this game. Like, redonkulously crazy. And sometimes that's fun. But you have to be careful with what you want from the game and how you play the game, so as not to burn yourself out of doing something that you don't enjoy. Like, right now, I main the Foreman. I have mained the Foreman as my primary weapon for years, and I will continue to do so because I enjoy using it. I enjoy using the Foreman, despite the fact that it kills slower than the Kuva Zar, Kuva Brahma, Tenor, Envoy, actually another one of my desired weapons. It is objectively inferior to quite a number of weapons, but I enjoy the Foreman. And to an extent, that's a good thing that you can make crazy bonkers builds in this game, because it allows you to use the less than best gear and still be effective. But I wouldn't be getting nearly 1,800 kills in the time we've been here if I was using just the Foreman. That is also a factor you just have to accept. With statements, we have cool substitute teacher energy. Oh, thank you, I think that's a good thing. What are good frames for open world? Volt is a very good one for open world. He's got area damage through his fourth ability. Once you got him to level 30, don't try to do it beforehand. He actually kind of sucks before level 30 in that regard. But he's got area damage. He's got damage buffing, both for the augment on his 1 and just innately with his 3, which also does the damage block. So that can help for general survival. With his augment on his 4, you've also got shield generation for tanking. And his speed ability doesn't just enhance you and your allies, it also enhances the movement of the drone or other things you need to get moving from A to B, which speeds up the mission so much. Volt is honestly one of the very best Warframes for the open world, and I'm not even talking when it comes to Eidolons, although he is still one of the very best there too. For a starter Warframe, Volt is absolutely insane. Genuinely. If anyone has any question about is DE just in it for the money or do they allow free-to-play to properly play, you can start and end the conversation with Volt. A starter goddamn Warframe, which is top meta for one of the hardest boss fights in the entire game. I mean, I ask you, how could that be anything other than a fair game in that regard? Will we consider hold up for Steel Path? Absolutely yes. It's why I use it. It's not top meta, but it works. So Volt doesn't survive as well, then you're probably missing some mods to help you out on that. If you have not yet completed the star chart, then you wouldn't have unlocked things like adaptation for shield tanking overall, or you wouldn't have got rolling guard for just brief moments of invulnerability. Those two make a big difference to just survival in general. You might have the rapid resilience mod, which can help with status effects. Those Arson Eximus are a pain if you're not used to rolling through their zones. The capacitance augment for Volt can massively help with tank support. And if you don't have access to any of that, either drop the platinum for it or continue working your way around the rest of the game to get those upgrades. Volt, like most frames, is massively boosted by getting the appropriate gear for him. If you sit back on your basic stuff, expect to have basic results. This is a gear-based game. No two roads about it. This is a gear-based game. Exactly, Cup Noodle, yeah. Scoop Noodle points out, many companies would have seen Volt's popularity and made something like Hydroid take his place as a starter. You are not wrong. Game companies such as ones perhaps rhyming with B-Bay would probably make such a move. Let's be realistic. Or just nerf Volt into the ground. I'm not going to make a silly rhyme on the spot for that one. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. You wouldn't even need me to even make the rhyme. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Vol good for fishing because they're passive? Well, I mean, he has bonus damage in fishing, but if you have the correct fishing rod, you don't need it anyway. So that's kind of a moot point, but I get what you're saying. Volt's passive is actually one of the less significant ones out there. Although that said, Mag and Excalibur passive, yeah. Even then, Volt actually wins. Yeah. Ivara and a trip lines are good for fishing? Yeah, Ivara is a great frame for fishing. Seriously great frame. If not number one. Ivara is absolutely great for fishing. I put Loki as better when it comes to mining. Loki and Octavia I put up there. Because they can bullet jump around without breaking their invisibility. But when you're fishing, you don't need to do that. So Ivara wins. Obviously she's a bit of a pain to get though. Just a little bit of a pain. I mean, fair enough there, King. Fair enough. I'm talking about the publishers, or the top company behind a game which is synonymous with the words Peak Heroes. A battle royale game. Let's go with that. What do I think about Mesa's for Steel Path? Very solid. Mesa has 95% peak damage reduction on Shatter Shield against all range attacks, which is absolutely incredible. Mesa has a little bit of crowd control in her second ability. Her fourth is incredible damage output, albeit single target, but you can just kind of swing it around at everyone. Her biggest weakness is that she doesn't have an armor strip built in, so you would need to find some way to achieve that, or just brute force your way through. But Mesa is overall an incredible pick. Korokov, that would indeed be the peak heroes I'm referencing synonymously. If you open up your thesaurus and do a little bit of creative digging, you might be able to put those two words together. Pillage's wonderful ability for Mesa? Yes, Pillage does work very well on Mesa. Because that'll give shield restoration to a frame that has damage reduction on their shields as well, so that works out nicely. As well as shield and armor stripping from nearby enemies, which is great. Does Whisper for Mesa? Yeah, that can work. You can also use Raw for damage buffing, but I would say that defense stripping is probably the more effective. Because you don't need a direct damage buff, you want to remove the enemy's defense multiplier, as it were. If all passives are removed, how many frames it actually mined? Wukong. Straight up, Wukong will be like, what the hell, mate? Sevagoth users will be pissed off as well. Nidus users, they'll be pissed off. A lot of survivability-based ones there. Straight off the bat. Protea would be livid. Garuda would be pissed off. Varuna would be finding whoever just suggested that and ripping their throats out. Inaros would actually be happy if his passive was removed. Not the heal on Finisher's one. Inaros would be a bit sad about that. But the bit where he goes into a tomb, a sarcophagus even, and then can't activate the operator ability to save his ass. Inaros would be happy to lose that one. But yeah, there are a lot of Warframes that actually use their passive, or like having their passive there. Like, quite a few of them. There are a few who, however, who just don't need their passive at all. Mesa, like, what? Do we go next? Nope. Zone 8 is all we need, and if we don't get the piece, well, I did my best. I tried once, it failed. I'm all out of ideas if this don't get it for us. Rhino springs to mind. Oh yes, Rhino's passive of, did you land hard? Well, that pissed off everyone nearby. Dang relic. Sorry, Ronald, we tried. We tried. We tried our very best. What is Avara's passive? Enemy radar. Got it. Enemy radar. PSF Zozo, thank you very much for the 10 bits. Appreciate it, my dude. Cheers. It's a neat one? It is a neat one, yeah, because if your companion dies, you still have the enemy radar, so that's actually kind of handy. That's actually kind of handy. If I can take the drop from enemies without killing, that's actually part of Prowl. That is part of Prowl. Hi, Pineapple. We've already killed the Lich, and we were just trying to get a core piece here for Ronald, but unfortunately it didn't work out, so... Oof, Ronald, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh well, GG's. Alright chat, I'm going to be doing the Platinum giveaway in just a moment, but however, I have rather unfortunately gone through quite a lot of tea today, and Mother Nature has once again gone, hey, how about right now? I would like it to get out of this routine and get me right at the end of the stream, but unfortunately, if I sit around to do the giveaway right now, it will end up in a rather unsavory end. Oh! With yet another sip of water to chase it all down with. I'll be back in just a moment. If you haven't already done so, exclamation mark ticket. If you have, you don't need to do it again. It's only one chance per person. I'll be back in just a moment. Hello again. Hello, hello, hello. It appears there are a lot of spinny drones on my screen. What on earth is going on there? Spinny, spinny, spin. There is a lot of them. Entire chat eaten by drones? Yeah, rather. Wow, quite a few there. Quite a few. But there we are. Alright then, chat. Ronald say final kill tally was... Oh, wow. 2008. Hang on. Wait, Ronald, did I end up beating you in the kills? How? Yes, would you look at that? I did actually somehow drag it out. There we are. I did manage to claw it back in the end. I have redeemed myself. I can outkill someone using my own build. Just about in the end there. Just about. Alright then, that's cool. That's cool. I think it's about time we do a plat giveaway. It was close, and that just goes to show how solid the build is. Ronald say I only have one level of my arcane, forgotten to put on Zenric. I mean, I wasn't using Zenric either. I was using a Nairu. But, yeah. Yeah, if you only have one level on your arcanes, that will massively change it for you, yeah. That will massively change how effective it can be for you. But hey, that you did so well as you did just is a testament to that build there. Which is strange because I've had people complain saying, oh, this doesn't get me to the end of Sanctuary Onslaught. I'm like, we just did it. Get good. It comes back to that same phrase I was talking about earlier, chat. It's fair to say sometimes, once you've given all the guides, all the information that's there, it is fair to wrap it up with, quite simply, get good. And on that bombshell, let's see. It's about time that we have a look to see who's going to be the winner of the plat giveaway today. Who are we going to give that little bit of extra juice to? There are many tickets in. I'm going to close that now because if you've not already entered, then you've not been here long enough to warrant it, quite frankly. So let's see. The winner today of the Platinum giveaway is going to be F King Truck. Congratulations, my dude. You are the winner today. I'll be getting in touch with you in just a few minutes to get a hold of your Warframe username platform. We'll get that sent on over to you. F King Truck, congratulations all round on that one. GG's. Hey, look at that. When everyone, including all of the regulars, who love to usually say rigged, are instead just going GG. F King, that's when you know you've got the supporter chat. Oh. That's when you know you've got their support. Even with that shiny diamond next to your name. No one's calling rigged on that one. Too wholesome for F King. Actually, no, just wholesome enough. Keep it up, chat. You're awesome. Oh, apparently Mythic was just too lazy to type it out. Well, you know what? I'd rather you be too lazy. I'd rather you be too lazy on that one. But on that note, chat, I am going to have to wrap it up there, unfortunately, today. Because I definitely cannot run over. It's not an option today. So I think it's unfortunately time we have to find someone else to raid to today. Let's have a ganders. Who can we say hi to today? I'm just going to open up on the Twitch side of things. Who is streaming? Who can we say hi to? Let's see. Oh, that list wasn't very helpful. I have a short list, but the short list just didn't want to give me anyone. Let's see here. Ooh. Yeah, we are a bit, loose on the ground here. Who do we want to go to today? Zion Zeta's back on, but we went to them very recently. We don't overdo that. Neoness? We could go Neoness. Pupska? Doesn't Pupska normally end around about this time? I could have sworn Pupska normally ends around about this time. I'm not sure. Anyone kept up with Chicken Man? I'll be honest, that actually really did my ears in, so I'm not going to go back on that one. I'll be quite honest, even if they were. Has Twitch remembered you speak English? Twitch never does, no. Twitch has decided to give up on the whole English-speaking bit. But I have noticed that the difference between myself and the next stream down on the Warframe list is from 184 of us, at least at the time I loaded it, to 55 on the next. Like, there's not many big names going at the moment right now. You're very welcome, Ackerman. Hope to see you on the next one as well. Yeah, I think maybe it is time, Warrock, you're right. Maybe it's time to make some new streamers day. Someone who has no idea that a raid is coming. I'll put a poll to it. I think a poll is the only fair way to do this. So, who raid? Pupska, Neoness, or someone small? I think that's the fairest way to do it. Put out a simple poll. You guys are the guys going to go watch someone right now, so you get to choose. And if you don't want to watch any of them right now, stick around for the raid at least. Stick around for the raid. Make it as big a splash as possible. If you want to leave immediately after, that's entirely your choice. But come on, let's make a raid as big a splash as we can before we head on over to whoever's going to be next. That vote is currently 100% someone small. I'll get scrolling. I'll get scrolling right now. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's going to be surprised? I don't know. Let me make sure I have got muted on my side, just in case whoever it is on a racist tirade or something. It's entirely possible. Let's see. Is this person going to use their audio whatsoever? No. Okay, I will find someone else then. If your stream doesn't have any audio, I think my audio is working. My audio is working, so that other stream was completely muted. That was unfortunate for them. Can't go to them. How about this one? Oh, that is... Twitch did the thing. I reloaded to double check where everything was, and it took off the English tag again. God damn it, Twitch. I only speak one language. How hard is this for you to understand? You'll see Newbie's face light at the top. It could be amazing, yeah. That's what we're hoping for. 100% vote on someone small. You guys really do want to break someone's mind. I just need to find someone. I'll be happy to raid over to... That is Apex Legends, not Warframe. Why are you streaming in the Warframe category? Don't... I'm not even going to tell that person. I'm just going to scroll past. Ain't got the time for that. Everyone seems to have turned off the cameras. It's no good if we can't see their cameras. We want to see them lose that... Oh, hello. Here we go. This could be interesting. Hold up, chat. I think I might have one. I might have one here. Oh, he's been streaming for a while, so he could probably do with the energy pickup. Right, let's do this. I think I have found someone. Let me try. The raid is active. All right, I found someone. They have been streaming for quite a while, so they could probably do with the energy boost. I want you guys to go in there with your best, most wholesome energy. This person has absolutely no idea they're about to be raided by all of you wonderful, wonderful people. Let's make it a good one, shall we? That is all from me for now, though. I will see you on a Wednesday for some more Warframe. In the meantime, as always, bye well, Tenno.